Hello and welcome out to Saginaw, Michigan and Cardinal Field in the campus of Saginaw Valley State University. The location for today's matinee matchup between the Saginaw Sugar Beets and your Grand Lake Mariners. Without a moment to delay, we'll go ahead and get you those starting lineups. First for the Grand Lake Mariners. Stephen Fitzsimmons, the center fielder, will be leading it off. Blake Crossing, the shortstop, will be batting second. Third will be the designated hitter, Chris Myers. Jake McCall, the first baseman, will be batting cleanup here today. Evan Spry, the left fielder, batting fifth. Sixth will be Logan Adams, the catcher. R.J. Williams, the right fielder, will be batting seventh. Eighth will be Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman, and then Van Acker, the third baseman, will be batting ninth. Hello, I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners for the summer of 2018. This is game number 40 of 42 on the season for the Mariners. They'll be taking on the Saginaw Sugar Beets in this one. The Saginaw Sugar Beets yesterday, with their victory over the Mariners and a final score of 8-6, did clinch their spot into the postseason. That third and final spot was clinched yesterday. However, Saginaw still looking for the opportunity to try to clinch at least second or maybe even take the division lead. They're only one game out of that top spot, which is currently held on to by the Lima Locos. Last time the Mariners were here at this ballpark, it was a 9-1 unfavorable result for the Mariners. And now here's the starting pitcher for the Saginaw Sugar Beets. It's the starting left-hander, wearing number 13, Eric Fritz, from Fowlersville, Michigan. He attends Saginaw Valley State, so he actually attends and plays on this field during college. For Fritz, already mentioned, he's 2-1. He has 8 starts already on the season and 10 total appearances. He has a 4.69 ERA and 45 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 16 extra base hits, which includes just a single home run, punched out 24 batters, and walked 11. For Saginaw Valley State this past season, he had 16 appearances. He was 2-2 in 23 and 2/3 innings pitched, had a 5.32 ERA and a 20 strikeouts. Stephen Fitzsimmons, batting left and playing center field here today, will step in, and we are ready to play some baseball. 4:05 first pitch is delivered. Off the plate, ball one. Fitzsimmons yesterday also did the leadoff position. That was the first game, by the way, he was leading off. He was 1 for 4 with a double. He also drew a walk in the 7th inning yesterday. Next pitch to him is high, ball 2. Count quickly goes 2-0 to Fitzsimmons here. Set that defense here now behind Eric Fritz. Out in left field, it is Connor Sharping. In center field is Ryan Missel. Noah Marcoux in right. The 2-0 pitch is on the edge of the plate. Called strike 1. 2-1 now the count here to the leadoff man. Sean O'Keefe is playing third base. Daniel Page is the shortstop. Brady Wood, the second baseman. Max Trucks, the first baseman. And behind the plate, doing the catching today, is Matthew Holb. That one missing as well. Now the count here 3-1 to Fitzsimmons. We'll see if he gets something to swing at here, or he'll just get his base. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And he will take his base as that one misses low. A leadoff walk for Stephen Fitzsimmons. That'll bring up Blake Crossing, the shortstop for the day.
A junior at Dartmouth College.
Crossing yesterday played third base. He was 0 for 3 at the plate, but he did have 2 walks in 5 total plate appearances, so 0 for 3 with 2 walks yesterday. He has a runner on first, batting right here against the lefty. Blake Crossing, a switch hitter out of Dartmouth College in Newman, Georgia. First pitch is strike 1 as it swung on and missed. Crossing steps back in. Fritz will get his sign. He'll check back to Fitzsimmons before delivering pitch number 2, which is a good off-speed pitch. Strike 2. Count quickly 0-2 here to Crossing. Crossing will step back in as Fitz gets his sign. Fritz checks back to first. And the 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. Count goes 1-2 here to Crossing. Crossing entering in this series, a series in which the Mariners are 1-2 against the Sugar Beets. This is game 4 of 4 in that series. Entering this series, he was hitting .326. Here's a fly ball out into center field, and in comes the center fielder Ryan Missel to make the catch. Fitzsimmons will retreat back to first, and there's one away. Here in the top half of the first inning, Blake Crossing is retired. Runner on first after the Stephen Fitzsimmons leadoff walk. Chris Myers, the University of Toledo Rocket and man from Miamisburg, Ohio, steps in. He's a left-handed batter. Lefty-lefty matchup here as we get ready to go. Runner on first, no score. Top half of the first, Stephen Fitzsimmons goes. And it looks like it'll be a rundown. And the ball, as it goes from first from the pitcher, then gets thrown over to the shortstop, who cannot handle it, and the ball ends up in center field. So an error there will allow Stephen Fitzsimmons to get on second. So should be an error there on, I believe they'll say on the second baseman, Brady Wood, who was unable to make the catch from the flip from first baseman Max Trucks. So Stephen Fitzsimmons now with one out is in scoring position. No official pitch yet to Myers. Here's the first one. He takes low, ball one. It's a 1-0 count here to Myers, who steps back in. Fritz will look in for his sign. He'll check back to second. And he shall deliver. Off the bat of Myers here, it's a high fly ball out to right, back going towards the fence. He's out of room. It's out of here. Mariners will take a 2-0 lead on a 2-run homer by Chris Myers. Chris Myers, that is home run number 3 of the season. RBIs number 19 and 20. And the Mariners will play from in front. That one goes out to right field past the head of Marcoux, who just has to watch it sail over the fence. Both runs cross the plate. 2-0 Mariners.
Now climbing into the batter's box.
That'll bring up Jake McCall playing first base here today, batting cleanup. He's a sophomore at Illinois State University, wearing number 50. He's a Bloomington, Illinois native. He gets his first at-bat, and he takes ball one. Yesterday, McCall, who was out in left field, he and Spry kind of switched positions from yesterday to today. Off the plate, ball 2, 2-0 here to McCall. McCall yesterday was 1 for 3. He had a single and a walk to go along with a ground out and a strikeout. Has a 2-0 count here as he faces Fritz for the first time. 2-0 pitch. Bouncing in front of the plate. Quickly go to McCall. Fritz will step and deliver the 3-0 pitch. McCall will take. It's ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. McCall draws a 1-out walk. And there's a runner on first now for Evan Spry, the left fielder. Evan Spry, this is the first bit of action. He's getting out in the outfield. He normally plays first base, or he is DH'd a couple times this season. But for the first time this season, we'll see Spry out in left field. And already we're going to have a mound visit here. Just a precautionary meeting, as Fritz is failed to retire all but one batter in 4 face. Certainly not time to raise any red flags or sound any code reds or anything, but certainly if you've walked 2 batters, given up a home run, that's something to kind of be cautious about. And the meeting is over after the umpire says break it up. And we'll await the first pitch here now to Spry, left-handed batter, who attends Creighton University. He is from Janesville, Wisconsin. Hits .270 with a .381 on-base percentage. Yesterday, Spry, already mentioned him playing first base yesterday, but Spry yesterday was 1 for 4 with an RBI single in the 4th. Called strike 1 here. Runner on first is Jake McCall. Jake McCall does have 4 stolen bases on the season. Not your typical base runner, but if he gets a good pitch, he will go. Here's off the bat of Spry. foul and out of play down the left field line. The count goes 0-2 here quickly to the Creighton Blue Jay Spry. Check back here to first from Fritz. After he gets his sign, he'll set deliver the 0-2 pitch. Spry will take low and outside. Ball one. 1-2 now the count. One out. Runner on first. 2-0. Mariners on top here in the top half of the first inning. Fritz gets the sign for the 1-2. Checks back to first. Delivers the pitch. It'll be low. Ball two. The count evens now at 2-2. Fritz checks in for a sign. He'll now look back to first again. The 2-2 pitch. Runner goes. Here comes the throw down to second. It will be not in time as McCall slides in there with a stolen base. The throw was to the shortstop in Page, who was covering, but McCall gets himself a stolen base there on a great jump from first. So it's now a 2-2 count here to Spry. Man on second, and in scoring position is Jake McCall. Fritz will look back to make sure McCall stays at second before he delivers the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Check swing here by Spry, though appeal, and apparently that was actually ball three. Or ball four, correction. So Spry gets himself a walk. 3 walks in this inning already, and a 2-run homer makes it 2-0 with only 1 hit. That brings up now Logan Adams, the catcher, batting 6th here today for the Mariners. Attends Dartmouth College, where he'll be a sophomore this coming season. Knoxville, Tennessee native, hitting .302 with a .413 on-base percentage. First pitch to him is fouled back towards the screen. We'll go at 0-1. Adams, of course, did not play yesterday as he and Spry rotate every other day in that catching position. Runner on first and second. Spry's on first, second Jake McCall. 0-1 count here to Adams, right-handed batter versus left-handed pitcher. The 0-1 pitch. Off the bat of Adams here, it's a high fly ball going into right center field. Coming over will be the right fielder in Marcoux. Tagging and heading to third will be McCall, and now on the F9, that moves McCall over to third. Runners at the corners with now 2 outs, and R.J. Williams, the right fielder, will be stepping in. R.J. Williams. R.J. Williams, a senior at Bowling Green State University, will be stepping in for his first plate appearance in this one, batting left. Gets his first pitch. It's called strike one on the inside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count here to Williams, who yesterday was 2 for 4 at the plate yesterday with a single, a 3 RBI double. He also struck out and flew out. 0-1 pitch here to him is taken outside, ball one. 1-1 now the count. One count here to R.J. Williams, who waits his next pitch. The 1-1 pitch to Williams is low, ball two, 2-1. Tell you what, here in this first inning, Fritz has struggled with his command, which is apparent with the 3 walks, including McCall took it on 4 straight pitch. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at the corners. Williams, left-handed batter, facing left-handed pitcher Fritz. Williams off the bat here, grounded right to the first baseman, who bobbles it a little bit, but standing right next to the base, scoops it back up and casually steps on the base. And the Mariners do get 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 men on base, and there is 1 error in this inning. The 2-run homer from Chris Myers makes it a 2-0 ball game in the first half of the first frame. We'll now head to the bottom of the first. We'll see if the Sugar Beets can't respond, and the Mariners will try to defend. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. back out to Saginaw Valley State and Cardinal Field in Saginaw, Michigan. We'll now get you the starting lineup for the Saginaw Sugar Beets. Leading it off will be Brady Wood, the second baseman, Sean O'Keefe, the third baseman, batting second. Third will be Connor Sharping, the left fielder. Batting cleanup here, Noah Marcoux, the right fielder. Fifth will be the catcher, Matthew Hull. Ryan Missel, the center fielder, will be batting sixth. Seventh will be Matthew Sulkinen, the DH. And seventh will be Daniel Page, or eighth will be Daniel Page. The shortstop, Max Trucks, the first baseman, will be batting ninth. Here is the starting pitcher for the Grand Lake Mariners. It will be Josh Riggs. Joshua Riggs, wearing number 45, getting his final start of the season in game number 40 of 42. On the season for Riggs, he has had 5 total appearances and 4 starts. This will be start number 5 and 6th appearance. Iron Michigan's native from Alma College. He is 1-4 on the season with a 7.36 ERA. 22 innings pitched with a 12 extra base hits given up, which includes 7 home runs. He has punched out 24 batters and only walked 1. And we'll see how Hicks now goes here today as he comes out for his 5th start of the season. Brady Wood, right-handed batter, will be leading it off for the Sugar Beets. First pitch is high, ball 1. Here's the defense now here behind Josh Riggs. Evan Spry will be out in left. Stephen Fitzsimmons in center. In right, it's R.J. Williams, outside, ball 2. Van Acker is playing third base today. Shortstop, Blake Crossing. Mackenzie Hicks at second base. Jake McCall is at first, and Logan Adams doing the catching. Ball 3, here's that one, misses high. Count quickly here, 3-0 to Brady Wood. Brady Wood takes strike 1 there, looking all the way. Count now goes 3-1. Wood, wearing number 11 from Frankenmuth, Michigan, and Adrian College, takes strike 2 in the outside corner at the knees. A great pitch there. And now the count is full. Wood takes high, ball 4. He'll draw a leadoff walk. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first. Mariners leading 2-0 off of a 2-run homer in the top of this first inning by Chris Myers. And now Sean O'Keefe, right-handed batter, will step in, playing third base here today.
A sophomore from Adrian College,
Sophomore
Sean O'Keefe.
From Adrian College. He's from Standish, Michigan. Sean O'Keefe, hitting 171 with a 300 on-base percentage, steps in for his first plate appearance in this one. Runner on first. He takes the inside part of the plate there, strike 1. O'Keefe yesterday, who was batting 9th, was 2 for 3 with a sac bunt and a single and a double. The 0-1 pitch bounces here, as though it was fouled actually. Count goes 0-2. So O'Keefe down to the count 0-2 here to Riggs. Checking back here. To first, he'll deliver the 0-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed by O'Keefe. First strikeout of the day for Riggs. And there's now 1 away here. That brings up the 3-hitter and Connor Sharping, the left fielder. Sharping was actually played catcher yesterday. Sharping overall yesterday, he was 4 for 5. He had a single, a 3-run homer. He actually had 3 singles and a 3-run homer. And in the 9th, he grounded into a fielder's choice. He takes ball 1 there. 1-0 the count here. 1 out. Runner on first is Brady Wood. Brady Wood with 9 stolen bases on the season. We'll see if they decide to run him. Here's a high fly ball out into right. Going back is R.J. Williams. He's out of room, and it'll drop right there at the base of the fence. Wood will head to third. He'll be held up there, and it'll be a 1-out double for Connor Sharping. The fence is not very tall here at Saginaw Valley State and Cardinal Field. It's 332 down the lines and about 396 to straightaway center. And that one wasn't that much off from being a home run and tying up the ball game. Left-handed batter Noah Marcoux, the right fielder, now steps in. First pitch to Marcoux is high, ball 1. Runner on second and third. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Still 2-0 though, Mariners on top. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Marcoux takes the fastball at the belt, called strike one. 1-1 the count. Marcoux, man from Saginaw, Michigan, so he's a native, and he tends Davenport. Next pitch to him is low, ball 2, 2-1 the count now here. Riggs is working very fast. He's keeping that tempo going. He's sets, delivers the 2-1 pitch. Riggs a pitcher who likes to work fast. This one fouled off. Here the count will even up now at 2-2 to Marcoux. 2-2 pitch, 1 out. Riggs will step back out onto the mound, get his sign. He does have to worry about the runners in second and first after the leadoff walk and 1 out double. Here comes a pitch. It's low. Ball 3 the count now full. 3-2. We'll wait the payoff pitch from Riggs. Looks in for a sign. He'll set, deliver the payoff pitch. Marcoux fouls this one down the first base line. We'll go again at 3-2. 3-2 count, 1 out, 2-0 ball game. Mariners on top, but Saginaw Sugar Beets threatening with a couple of guys in scoring position with only 1 out. Marcoux swings and misses, second strikeout of the day for Riggs here in the first inning, and they're now 2 away. Now it'll require a base hit to score the runs as Matthew Hull, the catcher, stepping in here today. Wearing number 8, right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. First pitch to him bounces in front of the plate, blocked up there by Adams. Keep it in front of him. 1-0 the count. Hull from South Leon, Michigan. He attends Davenport. He hits .341 with a .471 on-base percentage. Also has 6 RBIs. He's going to tap this one right to the third baseman, Acker, who's going to throw it over to first, and the side is retired. Sugar Beets do get a base hit, and they had a couple in scoring position. They left them on the bags. No runs cross the plate, and no errors in the bottom of the first. Mariners leading 2-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning. For your Grand Lake Mariners, Mackenzie Hicks, Van Acker, and Stephen Fitzsimmons due up. You're listening to Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Eric Fritz getting his last couple of warm-up pitches in as the Mariners leading 2-0 as we go to the top half of the second. It was a 2-run homer in the top half of the first by Chris Myers that drove in Stephen Fitzsimmons and, of course, himself. That's why we have a 2-0 score. 1 hit for either side. Also, Saginaw has committed an error as well. Mackenzie Hicks will be playing second base and leading it off now in the top of the second for the Mariners. Hicks hitting .294 with a .442 on-base percentage this season. Comes in for his first appearance in this series. He did not play yesterday. This is game 4 of 4 between the Saginaw Sugar Beets and the Mariners. Mariners are trailing 1-2. They've won 1, lost 2, but they have a chance to go 500 against the Sugar Beets this season. He takes ball 1, and we're ready to go with the second inning. Mackenzie Hicks also a pitcher for the Mariners. He tries to check his swing, but he goes around, and now it'll be 1-1. Hicks is also a pitcher for the Mariners. He comes in relief, not a starter like Riggs, who also bats. But for Hicks, he's taking and swinging there. Now it'll be 1-2 here to Hicks. Hicks has made 5 appearances total on the mound. Only 6 innings pitched. His bat has been what the Mariners have needed, especially as injuries have come and harmed the Mariners all season. They've lost 7 players to injuries this season, most of which are outfielders. He does play in the outfield, but he also plays in the infield as well. He does infield duties here today as one of the normal infielders takes the outfield duties. Just kind of get a little bit of a feel for the outfield. Want to be more versatile when you go back to college. Takes low, 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch to Hicks. It's grounded past the pitcher and up the gut. So it'll be a leadoff single for Hicks. Fritz almost tried to make a play on that one, and the first and second baseman couldn't as it rolled slowly through the gap. And now Hicks gets aboard with a leadoff single for Van Acker. The third baseman now step in.
A sophomore from Alma College, number 7, Van Acker.
Van Acker played second base yesterday and was 0 for 4 from the plate. He bats right here. First pitch is called a strike. 0-1 now. The count, nobody out, 2-0 score. Mariners on top here in Saginaw, Michigan. Hicks takes his lead. Fritz will step back on. The 0-1 pitch. Taken outside, ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1 here to Van. Van Acker coming in today, hitting 155 with a 279 on-base percentage. Man from Alma College in Alma, Michigan, and he attends Eaton Rapids. Ball 2 now here. It's 2-1 the count as Acker takes high and outside. Catcher and Hull had acted like he might have tried to throw Hicks out, who had gotten pretty decent down to second base, but he does get back in time. 2-1 pitch here from Fritz is delivered. Hicks goes. This one will be tapped to the shortstop. He scoops it up. Has a play at first. It will no actually play there. He doesn't throw. And Van Acker gets himself an infield single, and that snaps an 0 for 24 streak for Van Acker. In his last, he had a couple of walks mixed in there, but as far as official at-bats, he was 0 for 24 until that single. Perhaps all it took was a change of position because he's played primarily second base. He gets a chance at third base now, and he gets his first base hit in this series, and his first base hit in a while. No outs, runner on first and second, back-to-back leadoff singles. Fitzsimmons, the center fielder and leadoff man for the day, steps back in, batting left. He takes outside, ball 1. Fitzsimmons walked back in the first, and then he reached second on an error by the second baseman. Here's a 1-0 count here. Steps back on. Fritz checks back to second. The pitch here to Fitzsimmons is grounded to third, and it gets through the legs of the first baseman. And now the bases are loaded. And they will rule that an E3. So already in 2 innings, the second error on the Saginaw Sugar Beets, and both have involved Stephen Fitzsimmons. That is the second time in just a matter of 3 days that we have seen a first baseman end up with the ball going between his legs. The first time it happened was back on Wednesday against the Monarchs. Bases loaded, nobody out. Switch hitting. Blake Crossing steps in. He, of course, batting right against the lefty. Crossing is 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to center his first time up. He has a bases loaded situation with nobody out. Try to get the Mariners some more runs on their lead. He takes low again. Ball 2. Quickly 2-0 the count here to Crossing. Already somebody up and getting loose in the bullpen for the Sugar Beets. Not throwing yet, but just stretching. Now it's ball 3 here to Crossing. We are the only game in the Summer League going on right now. The next one will start in about an hour and a half or so. Muskegon Clippers versus Lake Erie Monarchs, part of a doubleheader between those two teams today. 3-0 count here to the Crossing. Man from Dartmouth. Here comes the 3-0 pitch from Fritz. Outside Fritz will walk in a run. It'll be an RBI walk for crossing. And the Mariners now lead 3-0. Base is still loaded with nobody out. Chris Myers delivered with a 2-run home run back in the first inning. He got the Mariners on the board first. He'll step in now here with the bases loaded. Jordan Williams is up and throwing in the bullpen for the Saginaw Sugar Beets as Fritz has worked himself into a jam here.
From Miamisburg, Ohio, the designated hitter, number 40, Chris Myers.
Chris Myers, left-handed batter versus left-handed pitcher. First pitch is at the knee-high fastball there. It's strike one. 0-1 the count here. Nobody out. Bases loaded. 3-0 Mariners on top in the top half of the second inning. The 0-1 pitch to Myers is grounded here to first base. The throw will go down to third, and that'll be the only play. Or correction, the throw will go home. Only play, and there's now one out. First baseman throws it back home. 3-2 the play there. And there's now one away. Bases still loaded.
Next up, the first
And that was a
baseman
fielder's choice.
from Bloomington, Illinois, number 50, Jake McCall.
Jack McCaw, first baseman for the day, had a stolen base after he walked in the first. Steps in, bases loaded, only one out. First pitch to him is low, ball one. Blocked up there nicely by Hole, the catcher. With the bases loaded this season, McCaw has hit .500. He is 2 for 4 with the bases loaded this season and 5 RBIs. He takes low, 2-0. 2-0 count here to McCaw. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off as he's well out in front of that one. It goes off the right field fence near the Mariners bullpen, and now it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-0 Mariners on top. Couple of singles, an error, and a walk of how the Mariners have gotten aboard. Now it's 2-2 as that one's called strike 2 at the knees. Jake McCall will be followed up by Evan Spry, also walked. Spry playing left field today in the on-deck circle. Off the bat of McCall, into the gap, into right field. That will score Fitzsimmons, and the Hole crossing up at second. It'll be an RBI single, 4-0 Mariners. RBI single there for Jake McCall. McCall, that is RBI number 25, which leads the team. Base is still loaded, only 1 up. Evan Spry walked his first time up here today. He comes in, bases loaded. First pitch to him is fouled down. First base line, the pitcher fumbles it and basically works as a bunt there as he is safe. A run crosses the plate, now 5-0 Mariners. And we'll see if they rule this a base hit, and they will. This will be an RBI single there for Spry. That'll bring up Logan Adams, 0 for 1 on the day, playing catcher, flew out to right. Adams is 1 for 3 at the plate with bases loaded. He steps up, fouls the first one back to the screen. The count goes 0-1. 1 out, runners all aboard. It's Chris Myers on third, at second Jake McCaw, and Evan Spry on first. Count now 1-1 as that one misses outside here to Adams. 4 RBIs with the bases loaded this season. He is 1 for 3. And the 1-1 pitch to him. And this one might have hit him, and here we'll now have another mound visit, and this might be the day for Fritz, and it is. Here comes the relief pitcher. We'll talk about him on the other side of the break. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. They lead 6-0 here in the top half of the second. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. New pitcher on the mound here for the Sugar Beets as the Mariners lead 5-0 in the top of the second. Correction, 6-0 in the top of the second. It is Jordan Williams. He delivers first pitch there to R.J. Williams, now stepping in. 0 for 1 on the day, grounded to first his first time up. High fly ball down the left field line and out of play. Count will quickly go 0-2. Bases loaded here. Jordan Williams is 2 for 1 on the season for the Sugar Beets. This is his 14th appearance. 9.42 ERA. Williams fouls this one off. Will hold at 0-2. 9.42 ERA. 21 innings pitched. He's given up 11 extra base hits, has Jordan Williams, including 2 home runs, 21 strikeouts to 17 walks. The 0-2 pitch, bouncing out in front of the plate. That'll be called ball. R.J. Williams, with the bases loaded this season, he is 1 for 2 with 4 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch off the bat, right to the first baseman again, who will throw to home to get the force out there. And there's now 2 away. Fielder's choice, 3-2. That'll bring back up Mackenzie Hicks for his second at-bat, and this inning and in the game. He singled to lead off this inning, then came around to score on the walk from Blake Crossing. Right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. Hicks takes fastball there, strike 1, 0-1, 2 outs. 6-0 the score here. Mariners have scored those 6 runs on 5 hits. The 0-1 pitch to Hicks, called ball 1. Count evens up 1-1. Spry is on third base. Logan Adams is at second, and R.J. Williams is on first. The 1-1 pitch, called strike 2. 1-2 now the count here to Hicks. Mariners have scored 4 runs in this frame already. 1 was brought in by a walk, 1 was brought in by a hit by pitch, and then also an RBI single. This one going out into right field, coming over the right fielder calling off everybody is Noah Marcoux, and the side is retired. But not before the Mariners are able to score 4 runs on a total of 4 hits.
4 runs on 4 hits. It was
There was one error, and 3 men were left on base. They left them loaded, but they did score 4 runs before they did so. 5-1, 6-0 will now head to the bottom of the second inning. Mariners leading, and we'll see Josh Riggs as he tries to defend that lead. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Mariners versus the Sugar Beets on the Mariners Media Network. Hello, welcome back out to Saginaw Valley State Cardinal Field in Saginaw, Michigan. Mariners up 6-0 here on the road over the Saginaw Sugar Beets. Coming out for the bottom half of the second inning, Mariners scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and now they have a 6-0 lead. And center fielder Ryan Missel will be leading it off for the Sugar Beets. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. Missel came in yesterday as part of a change in the lineup. He will line drive base hit this one into right field. It will drop in the gap, and it will be a leadoff single for Missel. That'll bring up Matthew Sulkinen, the designated hitter.
The designated hitter, a sophomore at Aquinas College, number
doing the
16,
DH duties here today.
Matthew
Sulkinen hitting .212 on the season with a .235 on base percentage. He's also a native of Saginaw, Michigan. And he steps in, batting left here. He takes first pitch on the edge of the plate there. Strike one, 0-1 the count here. Riggs, in the first inning, he walked the leadoff batter, got a couple of strikeouts, and there was a double mixed in there as well. 0-1 pitch here is a shown bunt off the bat and popping high back and out of play. Count will now go 0-2 here to Sulkinen. Runner on first in Ryan Missel. Does have 8 stolen bases on the season. We'll see if they decide to run him now with an 0-2. You saw the sacrifice bunt play. This one will just be a ground ball single into right field. Missel will be held up at second. Back-to-back singles to start off the inning for the Sugar Beets. So with no outs, runners on first and second now. Daniel Page, the shortstop, will step in.
A senior at Hofstra University, number 15, Daniel Page.
Daniel Page, much like Missel, came in as part of a change yesterday. He came in to the lineup in defensively first at third base. He got one at bat where he popped out straight back to the catcher. And he'll foul this first pitch back and out of play. The count will go 0-1. Nobody out. Runner on first. 6-0 Mariners leading. They've gotten 5 base hits to their opponent's 3. They've not committed an error, while the Sugar Beets have committed 2. Riggs looks in for his sign. He'll set, deliver the 0-1 pitch. Page bunts, and it goes back and out of play. 0-2 count now here to Page. Daniel Page comes into today hitting .143 with a .229 on base percentage. He's from Reno, Nevada, and he attends Hofstra College. The 0-2 pitch from Riggs. Check back to second first. Now the 0-2 pitch. It's high, ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Still nobody out here in the bottom half of the second inning. It's a righty-righty matchup as Riggs checks in. He'll deliver the 1-2 pitch. fouled down the third base line. We'll go again at 1-2. So 1-2 pitch. Riggs will check for his sign. He'll gather, check back to second before the 1-2 offering is swung on and missed. Third strikeout of the game. All three have been swinging for Riggs. And there's now one away. Runner on first and second. 6-0 the score. And it will now bring up the 9-hitter, Max Trucks, playing first base. He came into the game yesterday in a defensive change. First pitch is called a strike. Correction, Max Trucks actually started as the DH and stayed that way. He was 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple of singles and struck out the 2 times he was caught out. Here comes the 0-1 pitch now to him. It's high, ball 1. 1-1 counts, evens up, 1 out. Runners on first and second. On first it is Matthew Solkinen and Ryan Missel, the man, on second. Riggs sets, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit out into right field. They'll go ahead and send Missel home. The Saginaw Sugar Beets will get their first run. And it will be a RBI single in reaching second on the throw does Max Trucks. So runner on second and third will go back to the top of the lineup, and Brady Wood walked his first time up back in the bottom of the first. Didn't come around to score, though he did reach all the way to third on a double by Charping. He now steps in, getting his next plate appearance. 1 out, runners on second and third, 6-1. Now Mariners still on top by 5. Righty-righty matchup. Wood taps this one foul. Now the count will go 0-1. Looked more of a check swing, but Brady Wood just ended up nicking the ball just a little bit and knocked it back behind the catcher. Now the count 0-1. Pitch delivered here. Checking his swing again. Bounced in front of the plate. Adams blocks it up. Count evens up at 1-1. Riggs looks in for his sign. Waves off the first pitch. Goes with the second. And he'll step off. Then we'll go again. 1-1 count. 1 out. Runner on first and second. Riggs looks in for a sign. He'll set and deliver. Swung on and missed. Taking a big hack at it. There was Brady Wood. He's now down to the count. 1-2 to Riggs. Riggs takes low. Ball to the count, evens up now at 2-2. Brady Wood does have 19 RBIs on the season. He's got a chance with 1 out to knock in 1 or 2 here with a base hit. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He'll foul it back and out of play. We'll go again at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. And a righty-righty matchup here. Woods is putting up a fight here. Doesn't want to go down too quickly. Riggs is going to have to work for this one. Riggs delivers the 2-2 pitch. It'll be a bouncer into left field. It'll score one run, and they'll hold up Trucks. And there's an error by Spry out there, the left fielder. So an F7. So it's an RBI single for Brady Wood, and he moves to second on the error. And the error is an E7.
The third baseman from Standish, Michigan, number 2, Sean O'Keefe.
Sean O'Keefe struck out swinging his first time up back in the bottom of the first. Saginaw Sugar Beets have responded with a couple of RBIs here. 2 runs scored already. Only 1 out. Runners on second and third again. Riggs delivers the first pitch to O'Keefe. We called strike 1 on the corner and the inside at the belt. O'Keefe, line drive, base hit here in center field. That'll score 1, and they'll hold up the man at third and Brady Wood. So 1 run scores. It's now 6-3. An RBI single there for O'Keefe, and he advances to second on the throw to home. And the Saginaw Sugar Beets have cut the Mariners' lead in half. Adams is going to go have a conversation with his pitcher. It's a brief one. Here in the bottom of the second, the Saginaw Sugar Beets have put up a 3 spot to try to respond to the 4 spot that the Mariners put up in the top of this frame. With 1 out, runners on second, third still. This one will be fouled off down the third base line. We'll now have an 0-1 count here to Connor Sharping. Doubled his first time up back in the first. Sharping, a right-handed batter versus the right-handed pitcher. The 0-1 pitch. High fly ball out to center field. Right center. Coming over is R.J. Williams. He makes the catch. Tagging and heading home will be Brady Wood. It's now 6-4 on the sacrifice RBI fly. Connor Sharping gets himself another RBI on the season. That's RBI number 28.
Now climbing into the batter's box, the right fielder from Saginaw.
Actually, correction. It's actually RBI number 32. And that'll bring up Noah Marcoux. Struck out swinging his first time up. Riggs delivers first pitch called strike. 0-1 the count. High fly ball, foul territory down the left field line. It'll get out into the bullpen. No play would have been able to be made there, but it does drop. It does drop in the field, but it's too far for either Spry or Acker to come over and get it. Quickly 0-2 here, the count to Riggs to Marcoux. Runner on third. Runner on third is Sean O'Keefe. And Marcoux will go down swinging for the second time here today. Well, the Saginaw Sugar Beets are able to score 4 in this inning. And they do it on a total of 5 hits. 1 error and 1 man was left on base. Mariners still lead 6-4 though, and we'll head to the top half of the third. Due up for your Grand Lake Mariners, it'll be Van Acker, Stephen Fitzsimmons, and Blake Crossing. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Jordan Williams comes back out onto the mound for the Saginaw Sugar Beets. The righty came in to the second inning with only 1 out. He was able to deliver a couple of outs. One came via a fielder's choice on a ground ball to the first baseman. The second was a fly out to right. Van Acker 1 for 1 on the day with a single back in the second inning. He came around. Or correction, he did not come around to score. He was caught out on the Chris Myers fielder's choice when he tried to head home. 6-4 Mariners leading here in the top half of the third. Saginaw hosting the Mariners for the second time this season. The last time the Mariners were here, it was a 9-1 loss for the Mariners, in a game in which they struggled to hit all day, but here they've had no short of offense in the early going of this one. First pitch to Acker is called a strike.
This is the third baseman, number 7, Van Acker.
0-1 pitch. Acker takes inside, ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1 here. Acker leading it off for the Mariners. Again, that single snapped an 0 for 24 streak. He takes ball 2 there. Count now 2-1. Mariners were able to hop on the starter, Eric Fritz, early. He was left after an inning and a third of work. Fritz also struggled with command. He hit a batter and also walked 4 batters. Didn't record a strikeout, gave up 5 hits, and gave up 6 runs. 2-2, that's called strike 2. Williams will deliver the 2-2 pitch. Acker will swing and miss. He'll go down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Saginaw pitching and Jordan Williams, and there's now 1 away with nobody aboard. 6-4 ball game, and now Stephen Fitzsimmons will come up for his next at-bat. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He had an error on the third baseman when the ball went right through the first baseman legs, and Max Trucks. He gets his first pitch. It's called strike 1 on the outside corner at the belt. 0-1. Fitzsimmons reached on a walk to lead off the game, then got aboard on second via an error. The 0-1 pitch. Outside on the edge of the plate there. It'll be 0-2 now. 0-2 count, 1 out, nobody aboard. 6-4 ball game. 5 hits apiece for each side. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons will pop this one high and out of play. Count will hold at 0-2 here. Fitzsimmons, who attends Valparaiso, he's from Golden Valley, Minnesota. He has an 0-2 count. At Valparaiso this past season, he had 16 appearances, 3 starts. He'll file this one high. And underneath it will be the first baseman as it stays in the infield grass. And the first baseman, Max Trucks, makes the catch. And there's now 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners in this inning. Blake Crossing, 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI walk back in the second. Flew out to center his first time up, steps in. He now gets to turn around and bat left here against the right-handed pitcher. 2 outs, first pitch to him. Strike 1 on an off-speed pitch there. Crossing at Dartmouth this past season had 33 appearances and 32 starts. He hit .319, which was good for second best onto the team. He takes that same spot, same pitch. 0-2 now here quickly to Crossing. Crossing also batted in 11 runs and had a .435 on-base percentage for Dartmouth this past season. That was his sophomore season. Taking outside, ball 1, 1-2 now the count. 2 outs, nobody aboard, 6-4 the score here at Cardinal Field in Saginaw Valley State University. Foul back to the screen, Crossing stays alive for 1 more pitch, the count goes 1-2. Or continues to hold 1-2 rather. Crossing had been leading off for much of this last recent stretch until yesterday. They decided to put Stephen Fitzsimmons in the role just to kind of experiment with things. Strike 3 called. And Jordan Williams is finding that now outside at the knees using that off-speed curveball pitch. And for the first time today for either side, the side goes in order. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Jordan Williams. And we'll now head to the bottom half of the third. Mariners trailing 6-4. This is Mariners baseball as they take on the Saginaw Sugar Beets. You're listening on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Josh Riggs comes back out to the mound now here for the bottom of the third inning. He gave up 4 runs in the second. A couple of 5 total base hits into that one, in that frame. But he'll be looking to get much what he had back in the first, where he was able to get a couple of strikeouts. He did get 2 strikeouts in the second as well. And coming in for his second at-bat will be Matthew Houle. Matthew Houle 0 for 1, grounded to third his first time up. Takes first pitch low, ball 1. Riggs working real quick will now deliver the 1-0 pitch. Called strike one there. Count goes 1-1. We've seen this from Riggs where when he gets later into games right around the 3rd or 4th inning, he starts to really work the tempo. That one's high, ball 2-1. And we're going to see if that continues to develop, but right now he does. He looks for his sign, he sets. It takes no time from his set to his delivery. Called strike 2, inside corner at the knees. Count will go now 2-2 to the leadoff man for this inning, Matthew Hull. Riggs delivers the 2-2 pitch, bouncing out in front of the plate. Count will run full now, 3-2. Riggs checks in for his sign. He'll set, and the 3-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit here into center field. It will be a single for Matthew Hull. Ryan Missile singled his first time up back in the 2nd inning. That was a leadoff single. He is 1 for 1. He steps in, batting left here against the righty. Connor Peplow is up in the Mariners bullpen. He's not throwing. He's just getting loose, doing his stretches and getting ready, because he will probably be the first pitcher for the Mariners to come in for relief when his number is called. First pitch is low here to Missile, ball 1. Nobody out, runner on first, 6-4 ball game. It's the Mariners lead here in Saginaw. This one's high in foul territory down the 3rd base line. Coming over is Van Acker, the 3rd baseman, and there's now 1 out. The pop fly in foul territory. Runner on first, 1 out. 6-4 ball game. Matthew Sulkinen, the DH, will now step in. He's 1 for 1. He followed up Ryan Missile's leadoff single in the 2nd with a single of his own. That eventually came around to score. Riggs will deliver the first pitch to him. Bouncing in front of the plate. Adams, good job there to slide over and block that one up. The count now 1-0. Riggs steps back on. Gets his sign. He'll check back to first before he sets. And delivers the 1-0 pitch. Is fouled by Sulkinen, possibly through, I believe, through Sulkinen's legs, and now the count will run even at 1-1. Riggs, wasting no time, steps back on. He'll gather his grip, check back to first, and the 1-1 pitch. High, foul, and out of play down the right field line. Count will run 1-2 here. But for Sulkinen, he's probably thinking that's no problem. He had an 0-2 count when he delivered his base hit into right field his first time up. He'll be, with 2 strikes, he might be thinking to do much of the same. 1 out, the 1-2 pitch from Riggs is swung on and missed. 5th strikeout of the game here for Riggs. There's now 2 away. Runner on first. 6-4 the score. Mariners on top by 2. And Daniel Page struck out swinging his first time up, and only time up. He's 0 for 1.
Nevada, number 15, Daniel Page.
Riggs, wasting no time, sets, gathers, delivers, swung on and missed there by Page. 0-1 the count. Riggs continues to work at a quicker pace. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's swung on and missed, chasing the high heat. There it was Page. And now quickly 0-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Riggs checks back to first. He'll set and deliver the 0-2 pitch. It's popped sky high and out of play. Count will hold at 0-2. Riggs looks in for his sign, checks back to first. He'll set at the waist, and the 0-2 pitch again. Page checks his swing as he takes a low ball there. The count runs 1-2 now to Page. Daniel Page, for his college this past season, in this spring, his junior numbers look like this. He swings and misses. It's a strikeout wild pitch, but Adams will apply the tag to complete the out, and they're away. They do get a leadoff single, but Riggs pitches around it, leaves him stranded at first. There was no errors and 2 strikeouts in this inning for Riggs.
It remains the Grand Lake Mariners.
Mariners leading 6-4, and we'll head now to the top of the 4th. And for the Grand Lake Mariners, it'll be Chris Myers, Jake McCall, and Evan Spry due up. This is Mariners baseball as they take on the Saginaw Sugar Beets live from Saginaw, Michigan, on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And we are back out here now in Saginaw, Michigan. Jordan Williams will come back out now to the mound. He worked a 1-2-3 inning after he got the last 2 outs back in the second. He has retired all 5 batters he's faced. Chris Myers will try to change that trend. He is 1 for 2 on the day. A 2-run homer back in the first got the Mariners on top first, and then he grounded it to a fielder's choice back in the second. First pitch. Low ball 1. Myers, at University of Toledo this past spring, his freshman season, takes high ball 2-0. He had 41 appearances where he hit .278. He had 2 home runs and had 18 RBIs. It was a stretch for the Rockets in which he reached reached base safely 21 straight games. He now has a 3-0 count here from Williams. Myers, left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. The 3-0 pitch is taken there. It's ball 4 as it's a little bit high, and Myers will get aboard. Leadoff walk for Myers, and now Jake McCall steps in. McCall is 1 for 1 on the day. Also drew a walk and an RBI single in the second. Runner on first, nobody out. Mariners left-handed batting first baseman steps in. Check back here to first before the first pitch. Knee-high fastball called strike 1. 0-1 the count. 6-4 score here. And Saginaw, the furthest north team in the Great Lakes Summer League, also the newest team in the Summer League for the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League. They are actually in their first season. Quickly 0-2 here the count to Myers, and they made the postseason in their first season, and they are already still in competition for that top spot in the Northern Division, try to clinch a bye in the first round or just skip the play-in games. Foul tipped here by Myers, and we'll go and hold at 0-2. Six-4 score. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to McCall. He'll foul it back towards the screen. We'll go again at 0-2. McCall, man, who can put up some really good at-bats. He can foul some pitches off until he gets the one that he can put in the outfield. And he can also draw his walks. You've seen it before this season when he's had an 0-2 count. He's been able to get it full and walk. And this one, high fly drive down the left field line. It will drop in fair territory. Rounding second, heading to third will be Myers, and they'll hold him up there. And it'll be a double there for McCall. No outs, runners on second and third. And that will bring now Evan Spry, the left fielder, 1 for 1 on the day. RBI singled back in the second and also walked in the first. The standings for the Northern Division look like this. The St. Clair Green Giants sit on top of the division. Only half a game up over the Lima Locos, though. And then the Saginaw Sugar Beets in third are just 1 game back. So Saginaw still with plenty to play for here. The Mariners are playing, though they can't make the playoffs, they are playing to just improve their overall game. Of course, these are all borrowed players just trying to keep their reps going and just get as much experience as they can. And They're looking to impress their college coaches as a quickly 0-2 count here to Spry after he takes strike at the knees there, outside corner. No outs, runners on second and third. 0-2 pitch to Spry is outside, ball one. 1-2 now the count. 6-4 the score. Mariners up on top by 2 here on the road. One-two pitch. Line drive, base hit out into left field. That will score Myers, and they're going to hold up McCall at first. Runners at the corners. It's an RBI single, the second one of the game for Myers, his second RBI as well. Your question, that was Spry.
Catcher, number 18, Logan Adams.
And for Spry, that is RBI number 14 for the season. Right-handed batting. Logan Adams comes in. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, and he flew out to right his first time up. First pitch to him is fouled high towards the first base dugout, and the catcher, and Houle, is able to come over and catch it, and he is retired. There's now one out. Runner at third for R.J. Williams, 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice. His last time up, he was the first batter that Jordan Williams faced. Williams 0 for 2, also grounded out to first as well in his first at-bat. Williams, runners at the corners, will check back to first before delivering to R.J. Williams. Bouncing in front of the plate, blocked up there by Houle. Count goes 1-0. RJ, this past spring, his junior season with the Bowling Green State University Falcons, had 39 appearances and 22 starts where he hit .288 with 3 RBIs and a .391 on-base percentage. Jordan Williams delivers outside ball 2. 2-0 the count here to RJ Williams. RJ Williams has 7 RBIs on the season. He's going to knock this one into center field. He'll score another, and they'll go ahead and send Spry into third. RJ Williams will reach second on the throw. Spry was off and running on that one. Off and running on that pitch, and then that allows him to reach third. It's an RBI single for Williams, and he reaches second on the throw. Mariners now have a 7-4 lead. Correction, 8-4 lead now. 2 runs already have crossed the plate here in this 4th inning.
Next to bat,
And that will bring up Mackenzie Hicks. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the second and flew out to right his last time out. Both his at-bats, by the way, came in that second inning. And now he'll get his first pitch from Williams. He swings and misses. It's an 0-1 count here. 1 out, runners on second and third. And an 8-4 ball game in favor of your Grand Lake Mariners. Hicks swings and misses again. He's down to the count quickly, 0-2. Williams checks in for his sign. He'll set now. And the 0-2 pitch. It's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, the count. 1 out, runners on second and third. Williams trying to get himself out of this inning without preventing too much more damage, but he did allow a leadoff walk followed by a couple of base hits. That one missing as well. Now count runs even, 2-2 to Hicks. Kinsey Hicks with 3 RBIs on the season already, trying to drive in some more. Hicks did not start batting for the Mariners until about a third of the way through the season, and he hasn't been an everyday player in the field either. Inside, count now full here to Hicks. And somebody now up and throwing in the bullpen for the Saginaw Sugar Beets. And we'll see how short the leash is here on Jordan Williams and when he'll be removed. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Popped high, back and out of play. And Hicks, when he started this season, he was struggling at the plate. Had a little bit of a struggle with plate discipline, and then he started taking some hitting lessons with the assistant coach, Nico Buenteo, of the team, and it's been a revelation. He's since been right around a 300 hitter or so. He fouls this one down the third base line. Go again at 3-2. He's been right around a 300 hitter. He's been kind of walking that line back and forth with 300. Of course, when his first at-bat of the season, though, was a home run, and then after that it kind of went downhill until those hitting lessons, and he's been much improved. His plate discipline has improved as he taps this one into the gut, into center field. The shortstop, who was playing in, could not make a play, and now that'll be a 2 RBI single as both Spry and then R.J. Williams cross the plate. RBIs number 4 and 5 on the season for Hicks. And it's now 10-4, Mariners leading. Tell you what, that throw to the plate that was a close play, but R.J. Williams, with his speed, was able to come through. He avoided the tag and was able to get his hand on home plate. Another forced spot put up in this one, and the Mariners increase their lead. 1 out, runner on first. Van Acker, the right fielder, takes strike 1. 0-1 the count. Acker 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the second, and he struck out swinging in the third. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled down the third base line. And the count runs 0-2 here. Williams looks in for his 0-2 sign. 1 out. He sets, delivers. Mackenzie Hicks goes. And this one will be fouled off towards the bullpen of the Sugar Beets on the left field side. Hicks will have to return to first, and we will resume play. Williams checks back to first. Got his sign. He sets. Righty-righty matchup here as Acker stands in the box. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Second time Acker's gone down on strikes here today. That one was a good pitch on the inside part of the plate there. There's now 2 away. Runner on first. 10-4 the score. Mariners have 9 hits to their opponent's 7. And we'll go back to the top of the order, and Steven Fitzsimmons, 0 for 2 on the day. He walked in the first. He reached on an error back in the second and popped out to the first baseman on the infield grass his last time up. Throw back here to first. Hicks dives back in time. Williams delivers the first pitch to Fitzsimmons. It's fouled back towards the screen. Almost out of play, but the very top of it will catch it. Now he'll fall back in play and be given back to the umpire. 0-1 count now here. No balls. 1 strike. Fitzsimmons. Throw back here to first, though, by Williams before we await the next pitch to Fitzsimmons. Hicks gets back here in time. The 0-1 pitch. High fly ball, foul territory, and out of play down the left field line. Now count here quickly, 0-2 to Fitzsimmons. Williams will check his sign, he'll gather, and the 0-2 pitch. Fitzsimmons will hit this one into left field. Coming in will be the left fielder to make the catch. Charping secures it, and the side is retired. Mariners are able to tack on 4 more runs.
They score 4 runs.
They leave 1 man aboard. They do it on 4 hits. There was no errors. And will now head to the bottom of the fourth inning as the Mariners lead 10-4. Due up for the Saginaw Sugar Beets, it'll be Max Trucks, Brady Wood, and Sean O'Keefe. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Joshua Riggs will step back on here. He'll be going up against Max Trucks to start the bottom of the fourth. Trucks is 1 for 1 on the day. RBI single back in the second. He reached second on the throw. That was the first run batted in of that 4-run frame for the Sugar Beets. Trucks will foul this one off towards the backstop, and the count will go 0-1. Riggs with 5 strikeouts on the game already, and it's come in twos. In each inning so far he's pitched, he's gotten 2 strikeouts. He delivers a low fastball there. It'll go 1-1 now the count here to the leadoff man, Max Trucks. Trucks will ground this one down the first base line. Riggs will come over and flip it to first, but it looks like it will not be properly described. I'll tell you what, that was a difficult play there for Riggs to try to have to make, and they will rule it a hit, a leadoff single. By the way, an Ivory leadoff runner has gotten aboard in all 4 innings for the Sugar Beets now. They've only come around to score once. Riggs tried to dive and make that play, but they'll make it a base hit because, I mean, there was really a small window of opportunity for him to throw it. This one low here to Brady Wood. Ball 1-0. And if he had made the play, it would have been really impressive. And it just would have been one of those plays you'll sit there and remember, wow, he made that play when there was very little chance. That was, if you sit there on those like ESPN like chance of making it things where they talk about like in basketball, oh, the chance of a shot, or baseball, oh, the chance that this throw is actually in time, that probably would have been below 10% chance that he had successfully made that flip over. Called strike one there. It's now 1-1. Runner goes here on the 1-1 pitch. It's fouled back to the screen, and now go 1-2. Trucks doesn't have a stolen base, so it looked like a hit and run situation there. It's fouled back to the screen though, and now 1-2. As Trucks steps back in, Riggs gathers his pitch. Righty-righty matchup here. No outs, runner on first. Low, ball 2. 2-2 now the count. It's 10-4 score here in Saginaw, Michigan. Mariners on top. Riggs checks in for a sign, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Popped high. Infield grass, third baseman Van Acker comes in, makes the catch, and there's one away. So 1 out, runner on first. Steps in Sean O'Keefe, right-handed batter. He is 1 for 2 on the day. RBI single back in the second, struck out swinging in the first. We wait the first pitch here to O'Keefe. Riggs gets his sign, sets, delivers the first pitch. Outside corner at the knees. Good pitch there by Riggs. 0-1 the count here as that's called strike 1. O'Keefe for Adrian College this past season had 24 appearances where he hit .261 with 8 RBIs. Also had himself a stolen base and got aboard with an on-base percentage of 438. Blooper here into right field will get the second base hit of the inning for the Sugar Beets. So there's now two aboard, 1 out. Connor Sharping 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice RBI fly back in the second, and he doubled in the first. Righty-righty matchup here. Runner on first and second. 10-4 Mariners on top. And Riggs will try to keep it that way as he's got one out. Looking for possibly just a ground ball play. He delivers the first pitch to Sharping, called strike. Strike one, 0-1 the count. Riggs looks in for a sign, wasting no time. Sets his grip, delivers. Low, ball one. 1-1 now the count. One out, runner on second and first. The runner on first is Sean O'Keefe, and the runner on second is Max Trucks. Riggs delivers the 1-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen, and count goes 1-2. Riggs steps back on, looks for his sign, sets the 1-2 pitch, fouled back and out of play. We'll go again. Count remains 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Foul to the backstop, and we'll go again at a 1-2 count. Sharping putting up a good at-bat here, fouling off some pitches with 2 strikes to try to keep himself alive. And we'll see what Riggs has to offer up now. Gathers his grip, and the 1-2 pitch again. Low. Throw down to third here. It looks like it will pick him off. No, they'll call him safe. Honestly, it looked like the umpire was getting ready to say he was out, and then he changed his mind. So a double steal there. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position with a 2-2 count. Adams tried to deliver a strike throw there, and he did deliver a great throw. Runners on first and second, or correction, on third and second now. A double steal pulled off there. Now a high fly ball out into right foul territory. Coming over will be McCall to make the catch. And 1 run does cross the plate there as the play was made. So there's now 2 outs. And a run comes across the plate. It's now 10-5. Mariners still up by 5 though.
The right fielder, number 5, Noah Marcoux.
So Noah Marcoux, 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of strikeouts, swinging, steps in. Riggs has gotten the better of him twice already here today. We'll see how this at-bat goes. Runner at third. It's a high fly ball into center field. Steven Fitzsimmons comes over, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Saginaw gets 1 back, but they still trail as the Mariners are on top 10-5. 2 base hits in this inning. 1 man was left on base, and there were no errors. We'll now head to the 5th inning. Mariners batters and Blake Cross and Chris Myers and Jake McCall due up. You're listening to Mariners Baseball live on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Blake Crossing coming back out to the plate now here. He fouls off the first pitch there. It's 0-1 now the count. New pitcher on the mound is Kyler Seaman, wearing number 47 in his 13th appearance. He is 0-1 with a 7.04 ERA and 15 1/3 innings pitched. This one will be grounded to the second baseman. Routine play there for Wood, and Crossing is retired. Makes Crossing 0 for 3 on the day now. Chris Myers, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer in the first, grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, and walked in the fourth. Steps in now here. Seaman is a right-handed batter from Desher, Ohio, and he attends Northwestern Ohio University. Pitch here to Myers. Swung on and missed. Count now 1-1 as the first pitch missed for a ball. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody aboard. 10-5 ball game. It's the Mariners on top by 5 here. Myers fouls this one to the screen. The count will now go 1-2. Jordan Williams' day, he went 2 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. High ball 2, 2-2. The count evens up. He walked 1 batter and struck out 2. Those were for the first man out of the bullpen, and Jordan Williams. Those were his numbers. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Down goes swinging Myers. 2 up, 2 down for the Mariners. Then I'll bring up Jake McCall. 2 for 2 on the day. RBI single in the second, double in the fourth, and he's also walked. That was in the first. Mariners getting their fair share of plate appearances in this one, of quite a few walks and of course 9 base hits. Strike 1 called here on McCall. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. McCall, who attends Illinois State, had 14 appearances and 12 starts. Missing there, ball 1 now the count. He hit 182 with a .315 on-base percentage. Here comes the next pitch to him. Skids way inside, and it goes right past his shoes. Ball 2. Two-one pitch, 2 outs. McCall, left-handed batter, steps in. He has a 2-1 count, and he fouls it towards his first base dugout, where the Mariners reside. And that one went right through the little open entryway that they have in the middle, and actually went past the feet of relief pitcher Tyler Lunicki, who we may see later in this game, depending on how this game goes. He's more of a, not really an official closer for this team. Ball 3, the count now full here to McCall. He's not the official closer named for this team, but they do bring him in late inning situations if the ball game is close. And he does lead the team in saves, but that's a story for later. Bouncing out in front of the plate. McCall checks his swing, and it'll be a 2-out base runner as McCall gets aboard for the 4th straight time in as many plate appearances. Evan Spry, 2 for 2 with a walk as well. A couple of RBI singles in this game.
Left fielder, number 42, Evan Spry.
Spry and McCall have been a good 1-2 punch in the middle of this lineup. They've gotten aboard all 7 plate appearances for them, and we'll see if Spry can't make it 8 plate appearances and 8 times aboard. Does not appear he can, as he grounds it to the second baseman. 4-3 the play, and the side is retired.
For the Mariners,
No runs crossed the plate, no hits, no errors, and 1 man was left aboard. Bottom half of the 5th due up. Mariners on top 10-5. And for the Sugar Beets, Matthew Houle, Ryan Missel, and Matthew Slunkinen due up for the Sugar Beets. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Bottom half of the fifth, Josh Riggs back on the mound. Matthew Houle, Ryan Missel, and Matthew Sulkinen due up. Houle leading it off is 1 for 2 on the day. Singled his last time up in the third. Also grounded out to third today as well. Righty matchup to start things off.
Bottom of the fifth now.
Houle catching today.
For the Sugar Beets, the catcher,
At Davenport this past season, he did not make an appearance. He took a year away, as that was, of course, his freshman season. Inside ball 1 to Houle. Good pitch on the plate there at the belt in the corner there. Count evens up at 1-1. Riggs wasting no time, goes right back at it. 1-1 pitch is swung and fouled to the backstop. There's a group of young spectators right along the top of that fence. It's kind of interesting to watch, as every time a ball gets fouled back towards them, they all jump. Which I know that's just a natural reaction. A ball is speeding towards you at who knows how fast, but certainly at a fast pace, which it does make you jump. I know I jump when it happens too, when I'm not paying attention with 100% focus. 2-1 count now here. It's just kind of fun to watch when it isn't you, when that happens. Here comes now a low pitch, 3-1. It's actually 3-2. Count full here. Connor Peplow is now up and throwing in the bullpen for the Mariners. The payoff pitch from Riggs to Houle. High ball 4. And for the 5 innings here today, the leadoff runner has gotten aboard all 5 times. Houle has done that twice. Ryan Missel led off the second with a single, and he popped out in foul territory to the third baseman his last time up in the third. He is 1 for 2 on the day. The center fielder batting left gets struck right into the ankle by the pitch. And he's going to limp his way. Yeah, he's going to be pulled. And he couldn't even make it halfway down. Yeah, this might be the day for Ryan Missel. The staff is going to come out and inspect him. He was hit by a pitch, and right on the spot where there's not a lot of skin and muscle there to protect you, right on his knee actually. And that's going to hurt. He will step aside and You're listening to Mariners baseball. We'll return when they remove the DH Sulkinen from the field. But right now, does not look good for him. Thank you for listening to Mariners baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Back out here in Saginaw, Michigan. So Ryan Missel, who was hit right on the knee at the plate, he now is going to stay in the game. He was inspected. They kind of checked it over, said they stood him up, and he took a couple of jogs down the line, and he says, I'm good to go. He's going to stay in the game. Meanwhile, Damon Hacker takes the opportunity to talk with his pitcher. With nother out, runners on first and second. It was a leadoff walk to Houle, and then Missel was hit by a pitch. That brings up the DH, Matthew Sulkinen, 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in the second and struck out in the third. He shows bunt, and it goes down the third base line and foul right off the bat. Count goes 0-1. Sulkinen just showing his hand, saying, okay, it looks like we're going to just try to move these guys over now to second and third, and we'll see how Van Acker decides to play this if he plays it in on the grass. McCaw is playing in on the grass. Second pitch is high here to Sulkinen. 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second. Bunt laid down here. Sacrifice bunt as Adams throws it over to first. The runners are advanced, and it's a sacrifice bunt to move the runners into scoring position, or both runners into scoring position now. Runners on second and third now for Daniel Page, the shortstop. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts here today. He is one of two batters that Riggs has struck out twice, the other one being Noah Marcoux. Peplo continues to stay up and get loose in the bullpen for the Mariners, but I think they're going to let Riggs try to get through this fifth inning. And this is actually now going to be the day for Ryan Missel. He got to second base, and they decided to pull him. He's limping back to the bullpen. So now for Ryan Missel, Ryan Robinette is going to come in. He'll pinch run for him.
Number 15, Daniel Page.
And we'll see how that works out defensively. Missel tried, but it just became too much. Here's a sky-high pop down the left field line and out of play. Actually may have gone into the softball field behind us here. Softball field for Saginaw Valley State. Count goes 0-1 here, though, to Page. He swings and misses. He's down to the count 0-2. And in danger of being a strikeout victim times 3 here to Riggs now. Nobody out. One out, correction. Runners on second and third. The 0-2 pitch. Just a little bit high. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. Riggs looks in for a sign. He'll step. And the 1-2 pitch. Checked his swing. They'll appeal. Did he go? They say he did, actually with no appeal. And the third straight time that Page has struck out swinging here today. Max Trucks 2 for 2 on the day. A couple of singles. One that carried an RBI. He steps in, and now we're going to have the official. There's 2 outs. Runners on second and third, and we're going to have a potential pitching change here. And it is the end of the day for Josh Riggs with a runner on second and third. They're going to bring out Connor Peplo. We'll talk about Peplo's numbers and the matchup with Max Trucks when I return. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So Josh Riggs goes 4 2/3 innings pitched. He leaves a 10-5 ball game. Mariners on top here in Saginaw, Michigan, of course, and Connor Peplo, the righty, now on the mound for the Mariners. Peplo wearing number 49, getting his 8th appearance on the season. He has 4 starts as well. He's from Plainfield, Illinois. He attends Illinois State. Peplo for the Mariners this season is 0-1 with a 7.86 ERA and 26 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 6 extra base hits. He's walked 21 batters and also struck out 25. Peplo on the mound here with a runner on second and third. The runner on second is Ryan Robinette. He came in as a pinch runner for Ryan Missel, who was hit by a pitch right on his knee. He stayed on to go from first to second, but then after that, he decided he couldn't work through it. And the man on third is Matthew Houle. First pitch here is delivered ball to Max Trucks. 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of singles, one of which carried an RBI. 2 outs. Peplo steps and the 1-0 pitch. Just a little bit low ball too. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning in Saginaw. Mariners have only won 1 game of 3 so far. And here comes a line drive base hit out into right field. It goes back and lands at the fence. It drives in 2 runs. It'll be a 2 RBI double there for Max Trucks. Both those runs go against Josh Riggs, and he officially gives up 7 on the day. It's a 2 RBI double for Trucks.
Top of the order now for the Sugar Beets.
Go back to the top of the order. Brady Wood now comes in.
The second baseman, number 11, Brady Wood.
Brady Wood, 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and an RBI single. He's also popped out in foul territory, or correction, not foul territory. It was in fair ground. First pitch is called strike here to Wood, 0-1. Peplo, runner on second, 10-7 ball game now. Mariners on top by 3. Low and outside, ball 1. 1-1 the count evens up. Peplo looks in, checks back to second after he gets a sign. The 1-1 pitch is fouled towards the screen. Count will now go 1-2. 1-2 count here. Peplo to Wood as Wood, righty-righty matchup here, steps back in. Peplo will check back to second after getting his sign. He'll gather and deliver the 1-2 pitch. Foul off to the screen again, and we'll hold it 1-2. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mariners scored 2 in the first on a 2-run homer. They scored 4 in the second, which was responded to in the bottom of that 2nd inning. They came back and scored 4 in the 4th. High fly ball here out into right field. Coming in is R.J. Williams to make the catch, and the side is retired. Not before the Sugar Beets could add on 2 more runs on 1 hit. 1 man was left aboard, and there were no errors. We'll now head to the top half of the 6th. Mariners on top, 10-7 here at Saginaw Valley State, Cardinal Field in Saginaw, Michigan. You're listening to Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Tyler Seaman will come back out onto the mound. He got the last out in the top of the 5th inning. Correction, he got all the outs in the top of the 5th inning.
We're now at the top half of the 6th inning.
He comes to the top of the 6th. Mariners on top, 10-7 here in Saginaw, Ohio. Logan Adams, the catcher, will be leading it off for the Mariners. He's going to start it with a high fly ball out into right field. Sun blaring down, but right fielder Noah Marcoux can come in and complete the catch. There's now one away. R.J. Williams, 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single back in the 4th. He steps in, getting his 4th at-bat here today, batting left here against the righty. One out, the first pitch to Williams. He's taken outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 ball, 1 no strikes. Inside here and high to Williams, count goes now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Seaman delivers. High, ball 3. It's quickly 3-0 here. 3-0 here to Williams. Williams will step back in. Seaman gets his sign. He will step the 3-0 pitch. Knee-high fastball there is called strike 1. 3-1 now the count. The 3-1 pitch is fouled back and out of play by Williams. The count will now go full, 3-2, and we await the payoff pitch here from Seaman. 1 out, nobody aboard. 10-7 ball game. Mariners have gotten 10 hits to their opponent's 10. They've committed 1 less error with only 1. Check swing here from Williams. They will appeal. Did he go? No, he didn't. And he'll get aboard for the 2nd straight time. This time on the walk. And now Mackenzie Hicks, 2 for 3 on the day. A couple of singles and 2 RBIs for him. He steps in with a runner on first. Batting right here. Righty-righty matchup. 1 out. 10-7 the score. Mariners on top here on the road. First pitch to Hicks. Taken there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Some larger clouds starting to come in the area here in Saginaw. Possible storms in the area, but it's pretty sunny and bright around here despite a lot of those clouds. Runner goes here. Throw down to second as R.J. Williams slides into second safely with a stolen base. Great jump there by R.J. Williams. He picked the right pitch to go on as well. The throw was a little bit offline and short, and he slides in safely to second with a stolen base. For Williams, that is stolen base number 2 of the season. He's now in scoring position. It's a 1-1 count here to Hicks with 1 out. Seaman's going to step off, take a deep breath, and step back on. Seaman checks back to second. Steps, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Hicks lines this into left field as it bounces there in front of the third baseman. Runners at the corners as Williams advances to third. It's a single, the 3rd single of the game for Hicks. He's red hot, 3 for 4 now.
The third baseman, number 7.
Page looked like he was going to be able to make a play on that and be able to throw out Hicks and keep RJ at second, but the bounce took a hop. Correction, not Page. The third baseman is O'Keefe today. But the ball took a hop right over his glove at the last second, ended up in left field. Now Van Acker, the third baseman for the day, takes ball 1 as it misses high. 1-0 the count here. 1 out, runners at the corners for Van. Seaman checks in and delivers the 1-0 pitch. High fly ball going out into right field. This should be able to score R.J. Williams as he tags and heads home. Hicks will hold it first, and now it's 11-7. Sacrifice RBI fly there for Van Acker. And for Van Acker, that is RBI number 9 of the season. So with 2 outs, runner on first, an 11-7 ball game. Steven Fitzsimmons, wearing number 11, steps in. He is 0 for 3 on the day. He's walked and reached on an error. The 2 times he's been aboard. Here comes the first pitch to him. He's out in front of that one, and he smokes it down the first baseline. Foul. Oh, 1 the count here now. Fitzsimmons, left-handed batter versus the right-handed pitching Seaman. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed there by Fitzsimmons. The count now quickly goes 0-2. Seaman checks in for his sign. The 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. It's called strike 3, and the side is retired. Second strikeout of the game here for Seaman.
For the Mariners,
The first one in this inning.
One run,
And they do score 1 run on 1 hit. There is no errors and 1 man left on base. We'll now head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mariners on top, 11-7 here in Saginaw. Due up for the Sugar Beets, Sean O'Keefe, Connor Sharping, and Noah Marcoux. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Connor Peplow back out on the mound here now. He recorded the last out in the 5th inning. He is in line for the win. If this result of 11-7 for the Mariners were to hold, your losing pitcher would be Eric Fritz. If this result were to hold, stepping in here will be Sean O'Keefe. Sean O'Keefe is 2 for 3 on the day, a couple of singles, one of which held an RBI, and he struck out swinging as well. Peplow, first time he faces O'Keefe, will deliver low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. O'Keefe will foul this one down off his leg and towards the third base dugout where the Sugar Beets reside. Now it's a 1-1 count. Peplow looks in, gets his sign, he will gather, and the 1-1 pitch. High, ball 2. 2-1 the count now. There is a breeze blowing pretty steadily from left to right here. See if that affects the carry of the ball at any point in this game, but there is a pretty strong breeze going from left to right here across the field. Quickly 3-1 as now Peplow misses again with the 4th pitch, the 3rd pitch. The 3-1 pitch is called strike 2, and O'Keefe was ready to take his base. He had thrown his bat to first, to the dugout and everything. It's called strike 2 now. And now it's 3-2. It almost looked like a cartoon when O'Keefe had thrown his bat back to the dugout. He kind of stood there in that turned motion with the kind of look on his face. Now the payoff pitch to him. It's a broken bat blooper to the second baseman, to Mackenzie Hicks. There's a few pieces of his bat. The biggest part ended up at near the third baseman. Van Acker will gather it up. That looks sharp too. Don't get any splinters off of that. And there's a couple of smaller pieces scattered out in the dirt that surrounds home plate. And the small piece of the handle went down the first base line.
Sharping.
Anyway, it's a pop out to second base for O'Keefe. There's now one away. And Connor Sharping with a double and a couple of RBIs on some sac flies here today. Fouls this one off down the first base line, and now the count will go 0-1. Sharping, right-handed batter. Catcher and designated hitter for this Saginaw Sugar Beets team. Yesterday he started as a catcher. He was 4 for 5. 3 singles and a 3-run homer for him yesterday. He was a very busy man yesterday. Here today he's also delivered a couple of RBIs and a double. On the 0-1 pitch, this is a high fly ball out to left, and just say goodbye to it as it goes out. That one was smoked off the bat. Not much doubt about it, and now it is now 11-8 as Sharping rounds the bags, his second home run of this series against the Mariners, and it's now 11-8. Mariners still on top here, though. 1 out, nobody aboard. That brings up Noah Marcoux. And Sharping, for the second time, gets to wear the novelty Uncle Sam hat.
Next to hit, a sophomore at Davenport University.
1 out, that brings in left-handed batting Noah Marcoux, the right fielder. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and fly out to center. Takes ball 1 there. Tommy Seamer for the Mariners is up and just getting loose. He's not throwing yet, but he is stretching. Here's a high fly ball, but basically foul right off the bat as it goes out of play. Count goes 1-1. The on deck circle is Matthew Houle. But first we will deal with Marcoux, the left-handed batter. 1-1 pitch. Broken bat, blooper down here to the first baseman as it skids to McCall. Flipped back to Pepla, who is covering now at first. 3-1. There's now 2 away here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Matthew Houle, the designated hitter, or correction, the catcher today, is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a single.
Matthew Houle.
Houle steps in, batting right here. First pitch to him is called strike 1 at the knee-high fastball there. 0-1 the count here. The 0-1 pitch. Take it there for strike 2. Again at the knees. Quickly 0-2. 2 outs here. Pepla looking for his first strikeout of the game. Has a chance here to get it. He'll look in for his sign. Step and deliver the 0-2 count. It's outside, ball 1. 1-2 now the count. (11-8) the score. Nobody on the bags here with 2 outs. 1-2. The only run scored in this inning was a solo homer from Connor Sharping. Ball 2 is this one missing. Outside. Count goes now even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Houle will step back in. Pepla will step back on. He'll look in, get his sign from Logan Adams, the catcher. He'll step, and the 2-2 pitch. Popped high past the first base dugout and out of play. Count will hold it 2-2. Pepla looks in for his sign and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Blocked up there by Adams as it bounces out in front of the plate. Count runs full now, 3-2. Just over 2 hours of play now here. Game that started around 4:05. First pitch, actually exactly at 4:05. Swung on and missed. Down goes swinging will be Houle. And this side is retired. Mariners give up the solo homer, but that's the only base hit and the only runner to get aboard as they leave none stranded, no errors. It's an 11-8 ball game. Mariners still on top as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on the Mariners Media Network. Blake Crossing will now come to the plate here, batting left against the righty as Seaman steps back out onto the mound. Mariners leading 11-8 here in Saginaw, Michigan. And Seaman will deliver the first pitch to Crossing. He'll take strike one on the breaking pitch there. If you're just tuning in with us, this is how it has happened. The Mariners scored first in the first on a 2-run homer that after a Stephen Fitzsimmons leadoff walk, there was a flyout, and then Chris Myers stepped up and delivered a 2-run homer. Then in the second inning, the Mariners were able to score 4 more. Blake Crossing, Jake McCaw, and Logan Adams all batting in runs, as well as Evan Spry. Quickly count 1 and 2 now here to Crossing after he swings and misses on the second, and the third one misses outside. 1-2 count now. Then in the bottom of the second inning, 1-2 pitch here to Crossing, checks as it bounces out in front of the plate. 2-2 now the count. In the bottom of the second, they were able to respond. Were the Sugar Beets. They got a couple of singles to lead off the inning. Max Trucks drove in 1. Brady Wood drove in 1. Sean O'Keefe drove in another. And Connor Charping drove in 1. Then the Mariners coming back out in the fourth inning after there was a scoreless third. Scoreless inning in the third. Mariners got a leadoff walk. Jake McCaw got a double. Evan Spry batted in a run. R.J. Williams batted in a run. And Mackenzie Hicks hit in 2. Fouled off here. The count remains at 2-2 to Crossing. There was 1 for the Sugar Beets in the fourth, brought in by Connor Charping that scored Sean O'Keefe. Mariners came back out, put up a 0 spot in the 5. 2 more were scored by the Sugar Beets in the fifth. A couple of RBIs driven in by Max Trucks that scored Ryan Robinette, who replaced Ryan Missile. In a pinch running situation, he has since gone out to center field, and Matthew Houle also scored on that. 2-2 count here. Delivered to Crossing, and it hits Crossing on one or both of his feet. Either way, he's hit by a pitch, and he'll take his base. Leadoff base runner for the Mariners. Mariners and Sugar Beets both put up a 1 spot in the 6th. Sacrifice RBI fly by Van Acker in the top of the 6th scored R.J. Williams. And a solo home run with 1 out by Connor Charping.
Number 40, Chris Myers.
With 1 out, that scored himself, of course. It was only a solo homer. And that's how we are now 11-8 here. Top of the 7th inning. Crossing is on first, no outs. Chris Myers now steps in, takes high fastball. Ball 1. High and outside. Poole did a great job to make sure his glove got to that one. And kept Crossing away from scoring position on second. Seaman steps back in. The 1-0 pitch. Outside fastball at the knees. Good pitch there. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first. Mariners have scored their 11 runs on 9 base hits. 11 hits have scored the 8 runs for the home team Sugar Beets. High and outside again here. Count goes 2-1. 2-1 count, nobody out, runner on first. Seaman checks back to first. He gathers and delivers the 2-1 pitch. Myers will pop this one high, back and out of play, past the third base dugout. Count now runs even at 2-2. Seaman checks back, gets his sign, and the 2-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate. It gets away and behind Houle and into second base there on the wild pitch is Crossing. Three balls, 2 strikes. We await a payoff pitch here to Myers. Seaman will look in for his sign. Myers on the day has already blasted one home run. That's his only hit, but he's also drawn a walk. He fouls this one off hard against the screen, and we'll go again at 3-2. It's 2 home runs, a fielder's choice, a walk, and a strikeout for Myers on the day. 1 for 3 officially with that walk and home run. Myers will step back in. We'll await the next 3-2 pitch. The payoff. Outside ball 4. And so Myers will get aboard. There's now 2 base runners with nobody out for Jake McCaw. McCaw is 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI single, a double, and 2 walks. He's also got himself a stolen base meeting on the mound here. And most likely the day is over for Seaman. The ball will be taken, and I'll step aside. We'll talk about the new pitcher on the other side of the break. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. So for Kyler Seaman, he went 2 innings. He failed to record an out here in the top of the 7th. He gave up 1 hit, walked 3, and struck out 2. His book is not closed because he is responsible for the man on second and first. The new pitcher on the mound is right-hander Ryan Youngbauer. Youngbauer getting his 8th appearance. He also has had 4 starts. In case you're wondering if that name sounds familiar, that's because it is. Ryan Youngbauer was the starter yesterday. He went 5 innings. Only threw about 40 or so pitches, though, in those 5 innings. He gave up 4 runs yesterday on 4 hits. He walked 2, struck out 1. He now comes out to face McCaw. Youngbauer on the mound for the Sugar Beets, trying to keep. And now I'm just now getting the correction. It is actually not Youngbauer, it's 38, Adam Kowalski, who also pitched yesterday, but he did not start. A little bit of a different situation. I was almost concerned for Youngbauer's arm there, having to start and go 5 innings and then throw more. It's now 1-1 as that one misses out. So it's actually Adam Kowalski on the mound for the Sugar Beets. One count here to McCaw. It's now 2-1 as that one misses high. Kowalski yesterday came in and pitched an inning and 2/3. Didn't give up any hits, runs, or walks, and he did strike out 1 batter. 2-1 count here to McCaw. High fly, drive out to right field. Off the wall there. It'll at least score 1 as Crossing will round third and head home. They will go ahead and send Myers home too. No throw to the plate. And it'll be a 2 RBI double there for Jake McCaw. 3 RBIs on the day now for McCaw, including, and that's on 2 doubles and a single. He's also walked, so all 5 times he's come to the plate, he's gotten aboard.
The left fielder, number 42, Evan Spry.
Evan Spry, left-handed batter, left fielder. 2 for 3 on the day with a walk and 2 singles. Both those singles come with an RBI apiece. He takes strike 1 there, 0-1. Mariners are now up 13-8 in the top of the 7th. Oh, 1 pitch gets away here, and that will allow McCall to head to third. He's now 90 feet away as that one gets past the catcher Hool. Kowalski is from Arlington Heights, Illinois. He attends the Indiana Institute of Technology, where he just had his junior season. 1-1 pitch here to Spry. The 1-1 pitch. Outside corner at the knees. Strike 2. It's now 1-2. Kowalski yesterday faced Spry once, and he got him out that one time on a F8 fly out to center. This one is fouled off down the left field line, and the count will hold at 1-2. Nobody out. Runner on third. 13-8 ball game. Mariners on top here on the road. 1-2 pitch to Spry is fouled back and out of play. We'll go again at 1-2. Spry, 1-2 count. Kowalski will step. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, and this will allow McCall to score on the wild pitch. So that one gets away from the catcher Hool. It is now 14-8. While a couple of wild pitches moves McCall from second to third, and then third to scoring. There's now nobody aboard, nobody out. It's 14-8 in the count, 2-2 here to Spry. Evan Spry, wearing number 42 at Creighton University this past season. He had 12 appearances and 5 starts, hit .238 with 5 RBIs and a home run. Kowalski sets and readies the 2-2 pitch. The delivery. Foul back towards the screen. We'll go again at 2-2. Two pitch. Tie ball 3. The count now full here to Spry. And a heavy rainfall starts to fall here now at Cardinal Field in Saginaw Valley State. And we'll wonder now how long they continue play as the 3-2 pitch by Spry is fouled off. This is not a light rain shower either. It is pretty hard. The payoff pitch to Spry. Ball 4. Spry gets aboard. He'll be walked. And with nobody out, the Mariners get another base runner. It'll bring in Logan Adams. 0 for 2, 0 for 3 on the day, but was hit by a pitch that brought in a run back in the second. He's flown out to right a couple of times and popped out to second as well. Or popped out, correction, to the catcher in foul territory as well. We await the first pitch to the right-handing hitting Adams. Here it is. Inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Inside. I do believe it may have hit him, and it did hit him on the thigh. It skidded across his thighs and went to the backstop, so the second hit by pitch into this inning, and the second time that Logan Adams has been hit by a pitch as well. There's now a runner on first and second, nobody out. 14-8 Mariners on top here on the road in Saginaw. Adams is at first, Spry is on second. Nobody out. RJ Williams steps in. He walked his first time, or his last time up. He's also gotten himself an RBI single. He is 1 for 3 on the day. And he takes ball 1. Kowalski struggling with his command here a little bit now. R.J. Williams will take a big cut and miss there. It'll go in the count 1-1. Kowalski not getting the benefit of the flyouts that he did yesterday as well. The 1-1 pitch now. Outside and a little bit high. Now it goes 1-2 and 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner on first and second. R.J. Williams, left-handed batter at the plate, facing the right-handed pitcher. Inside, ball 3. It's now 3-1. I think the rain has also stopped, so as quick as it went, as quick as it came, it has now gone. Somebody up and throwing in the bullpen for the Sugar Beets. 3-1 pitch to Williams, delivered. The offering is fouled back to the screen, and the count now full. The wind has also picked up a little bit as well. The American flag to my left is practically standing straight up now. 3-2 count. Payoff pitch to Williams. Ball 4. They're loaded with nobody out. So a walk, a hit by pitch, and another walk. Get the bases loaded with nobody out. That's after this inning started with Blake Crossing getting hit by a pitch. He got, and then Chris Myers got walked. Both of them were driven in by Jake McCall on a 2 RBI double. McCall came from second to third and then third to home on 2 different wild pitches. Spry was walked. Adam was hit by a pitch. R.J. Williams was walked, and it looks like Kowalski's day is over. So we'll get a third different pitcher in this inning. And you're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll come back on the other side of this break and talk about the new pitcher. So Adam Kowalski comes on, the righty, fails to record a single out. He gives up 1 base hit, 2 walks, and hasn't struck anybody out. He's also hit a man with a pitch, and a couple of wild pitches allowed the 1 run to score against him so far. He is responsible for the bases loaded jam that Brandon Evans is now inheriting. 12 appearances now for Evans. He has a 13.82 ERA. He is 0-1 on the season. 13-2 innings pitched. He delivers the first pitch here to Mackenzie Hicks, the second baseman. Low, ball 1. Evans has also given up 13 extra base hits, which includes 3 home runs, 9 strikeouts to 9 walks. Hicks takes a big swing and miss there. Count will even up at 1-1. Nobody out with this bases loaded. It's Spry on third, Adams on second, R.J. Williams on first. Hicks swings and misses again. It's now 1-2. Mariners already scored 3 in this inning, 2 of which have gone to the first pitcher in this inning, who started it, Kyle Seaman. Kowalski got charged with 1 and the bases loaded right now. And now the third pitcher in Brandon Evans. Kowalski failed to record a single out. In a 14-8 ball game, it's now 2-2 as Hicks takes 1 outside. Hicks takes low, ball 3, the count now full. As I mentioned earlier, Hicks has been taking hitting lessons from assistant coach Nico Buenteo, and his plate discipline is the #1 thing I have noticed that has really improved from the first at bat that he had. I say as he swings and misses. First strikeout of the game for Evans. There's now one away. The base is still loaded. And that'll bring up Van Acker, the 8th man to bat in this inning.
Number 7, Van Acker.
1 for 3 on the day with a single back in the second. That single snapped an 0 for 24 streak from the plate. A couple of strikeouts and a sacrifice RBI fly back in the 6th. He takes a 1-0 pitch. Low again, ball 2. 2-0 now here. 1 out. R.J. Williams is on first. Adams is on second. Spry is on third. 2-0 pitch. High pop back and out of play. It'll go now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. Mariners on top 14-8 here. They've done that on 10 hits. 2-1 pitch. Line drive. And just caught there by the left fielder. Tagging and heading home will be Spry. He'll score. And the other 2 runners will hold. Van Acker will get himself another sacrifice RBI fly. Second RBI of the game. We are now having a lightning delay, lightning in the area, so it'll be at least 30 minutes. I will step aside, and I'll get the action as soon as it resumes. Mariners up now 15-8 here in Saginaw Valley State. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with an update soon. Hello, welcome out to Saginaw Valley State in Saginaw, Michigan, Cardinal Baseball Field, the location for today's matchup between your Grand Lake Mariners and the home team, Saginaw Sugar Beets. 15-8, the Mariners lead right now, but with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. We are currently under a weather delay for lightning in the area. 30-minute delay as we are about just a minute or so into that. I'll be back with another update as soon as it is available, but right now, weather delay here at Cardinal Field in Saginaw Valley State. Thank you for listening to the Mariners Media Network. I will return, and hopefully we'll get back underway sooner rather than later. Hello and welcome back out to Saginaw Valley State Cardinal Field, the location to today's matchup between your Grand Lake Mariners and the Saginaw Sugar Beets. Mariners leading 15-8 here in the top of the 7th. Unfortunately, we are under a weather delay for lightning in the area. It's a 30-minute delay every time that happens. We shall resume play hopefully around 7:02 if there are no more lightning strikes in the area, but right now, weather delay here on Cardinal Field. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. I'll be back with the action as soon as possible. Hello, welcome back out to Saginaw Valley State in Saginaw, Ohio. Cardinal Field, the location for today's matchup between the Saginaw Sugar Beets and your Grand Lake Mariners. Mariners are up 15-8, correction. 15-8, the Mariners lead here, top of the 7th inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Unfortunately, a weather delay has put us under a 30-minute thunder and lightning delay. Action supposed to resume around 7:02 or so. Be sure to check back in around that time. If the stream isn't working, that means they've called the game. I'll come back with another update as soon as I can. But this is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. I'll return as soon as possible with the action. Live out here from Saginaw Valley State Cardinal Field in Saginaw, Michigan. Time update, we have officially had to move the time to 7:11 now. Still under a weather delay for lightning in the area. Mariners up 15-8. Here when we return to action, it'll be the top of the 7th, 2 outs, and a runner on first and second. This is Mariners baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Tune back in later. The game will resume eventually. I'll be right back. The weather delay has officially concluded. We are back out here getting ready to return to action at Saginaw Valley State Cardinal Field in Saginaw, Michigan. Mariners are up 15-8 over the Sugar Beets of Saginaw. They've got a runner at first and second. It's Logan Adams on second. R.J. Williams at first. There's 2 outs. And again, that score is 15-8. Mariners on top. Pitcher's going to get some warm-up pitches here to just re-loosen his arm, get back into action. Here, just make sure that all is good. It is still, by the way, Brandon Evans on the mound. He's gotten the 2 outs in this inning. He is the 3rd pitcher to be in this 7th inning. We are in the top of the 7th right now. Just about 3 hours past the start of this game. Just a reminder of what happened in the 7th inning. It was Tyler Seaman coming out to start this inning on the mound. He hit a man with a pitch and walked. He hit crossing with a pitch and walked Myers. Jake McCall drove both of them in with a 2 RBI double. He eventually came around to score thanks to 2 wild pitches. Evan Spry was walked. Logan Adams was hit by a pitch. Stephen Fitzsimmons, the batter, is now in, batting left. He has a 1-0 count. It's the first one from Evans, misses low. R.J. Williams was also walked. Kenzie Hicks struck out, and Van Acker, sacrifice RBI fly, drove in Evan Spry. 2-0 count now here to Fitzsimmons. Left-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher. 2-0 pitch. Outside ball 3. Quickly 3-0 here to Stephen Fitzsimmons. We'll see, by the way, because Peplo has already had to wait a while in this, just during this inning. Not to mention the 30-minute weather delay. Strike 1 called there on the edge of the plate there. That's 3-1 now here to Fitzsimmons. So we'll see if it's Peplo coming back out. I haven't seen anybody warming up in the Mariners bullpen. So it may just be Peplo returning after getting probably somewhere near 45 to an hour of rest time. Fitzsimmons grounds it to second, 4-3, and the side is retired. For Kowalski, his day ends on giving up 2 runs, both of which were earned. He did not record an inning, and Brandon Evans gets all 3 outs. They bat around here for the Mariners in the 7th. It will now go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. In the 7th inning stretch, Mariners leading 15-8. Due up for the Saginaw Sugar Beets is Ryan Robinette, Matthew Solkinen, and Daniel Page. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Connor Peplo will return to the mound for the Mariners. He's only the 2nd Mariners pitcher to come out. He's in line for the win, by the way, if this 15-8 victory for the Mariners were to hold, or if just the Mariners were to win without there being a tie. Peplo in line for the win after Riggs only went 4 2/3 inning. Mariners up 15-8 here, bottom of the 7th inning. It was a long game going into that weather delay. The weather delay adding 30 minutes or so onto the time. We are now 3 hours and 10 minutes past the start of this game, as leading it off in the bottom of the 7th, it will be Ryan Robinette, number 27. This will be his first plate appearance into this game after he replaced an injured Ryan Missel, who was hit by a pitch on his knee. Robinette did play in yesterday's game against the Mariners as strike 1 delivered here to Robinette. That one was at Montgomery Field in Salina, Ohio, Mariners home territory. Robinette, he went 1 for 4 at the plate yesterday. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Just a bit outside, ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1, no outs to the leadoff man. Right-handed batter is Robinette. He's going to ground this one to third base. Acker will scoop it up, throw it across the horn, and he is retired. 5-3 the play there. One up, one down for Matthew Sulkinen, number 16 designated hitter. Reminder, a little bit about Sulkinen. Saginaw, Michigan native. He attends Aquinas College. College, he had 2 appearances, and he had 1 RBI. Not a very active day for him, or not a very active spring for him, as he takes pitch on the outside corner at the knee, strike one. But Sulkinen, only a freshman, will have plenty of time to get more playing time throughout his college days. He has an 0-1 count here. This one a little bit off the plate now. Strike, or ball 1. Count now evens up at 1-1. 1 out, nobody aboard. 15-8, Mariners on top. The hit count is tied at 11 apiece. Saginaw Sugar Beets have committed 2 errors, only 1 for the Mariners. Swung on and missed. Sulkinen down to the count now 1-2. Sulkinen singled back in the second. He struck out swinging in the third and then laid down a textbook bunt in the fifth that advanced runners from first to second and third. High fly ball off the bat of Sulkinen. It'll drop foul on the left field side, and we'll go again at 1-2. Peplo will get back on. Tommy Seamer has started to throw out in the bullpen for the Mariners. We'll see if he comes in after Peplo goes to business. Strike 3 called. Down on strikes goes Sulkinen. And there's now 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. By the way, for Peplo, that's his 2nd strikeout of the game. And for Mariners pitching, 8th overall. Shortstop Daniel Page steps in. Talk about strikeouts. Daniel Page is 0 for 3 on the day. All 3 have been strikeouts swinging. Strike 1 called there. Count goes 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off towards the screen. The count will go 0-2. Count 0-2 here to Daniel Page. Once again behind in the count. Peplo looks in. Gets his sign. He'll deliver the 0-2 pitch. A little bit low it outside. Ball 1. 1-2 now the count. If Page were to get aboard, Max Trucks waits in the on-deck circle. Max Trucks is 3 for 3 on the day. Page looks at one that bounces. Count will now go 2-2. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Nobody on. 15-8 the score here. Mariners on top. Strike 3 called right there at the edge of the plate at the knees. Couple of strikeouts. By the way, Daniel Page is now 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. First one for him looking. Sugar Beets go in order. 2 strikeouts in this inning for Peplo. It will now head to the top of the 8th. Mariners on top, 15-8. In the top of the 8th inning for the Mariners, it'll be Blake Crossing, Chris Myers, and Jake McCall due up. Thank you for listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Blake Crossing, the switch hitter from Dartmouth, steps in, batting left here against the righty. Brandon Evans, who got all 3 outs in that last inning in the 7th, steps in. It was the 3rd pitcher to step in. He got all 3 outs. The first 2 gave up runs each. First pitch is low to crossing, ball 1. Those other 2 pitches were Kyler Seamer. He gave up a couple of runs in that inning, and then so did Kowalski, gave up 2. 2 balls. No strikes here to crossing. The 2-0 pitch from Evans. Edge of the plate there. Strike 1 called. 2-1 the count. Reminder that it is 15-8. Mariners on top here in the top half of the 8th. 2-1 pitch is cut on and missed. It's now 2-2 to crossing. Count evens up. The wind has calmed down a little bit here, but still pretty breezy in Saginaw, Michigan. The fans, after the weather delay, have stuck around for the most part. 2-2 pitch of crossing is fouled off. Count leaving up now at 2-2. Sun has been shining pretty much all day. It's just in kind of dark clouds every now and then here and there. We did experience a very brief rain shower, of course, then the lightning delay, just because these are small storm clouds. Strike 3 called, and crossing goes down looking. The second time he struck out here today. And the second strikeout for Brandon Evans. There's now 1 away, nobody aboard. 15-8. Mariners leading here in Saginaw. Stepping up now will be Chris Myers.
From the University of Toledo,
Myers,
hitter,
2 for 3 on the day with a home run. 1 for 3 on the day with a home run that carried 2 runs. A fielder's choice, struck out swinging in the 5th. He's also walked a couple times as well. Strike 1 there on the swing. 0-1 the count. 1 out, nobody aboard. Evans works quick. Delivers a wicked curveball there. Now it goes 0-2. That one drops in the zone. The 0-2 pitch. Just a little bit high. Tried to go right back at him with that pitch. It just didn't drop in this time. Now the count goes 1-2. 1-2 pitch is a little bit low and inside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. Evens up now. 1 out. Nobody aboard. Brandon Evans, the righty on the mound. Chris Meyer, the DH, takes ball 3. That one misses. So from 0-2 to 3-2, Myers has worked himself to a full count. The 3-2 pitch. Off the bat of Myers. Deep to right. Going back towards the fence and making the catch. No, he drops it on the run. Chris Myers will round first and head to second. He'll be in there. And so, it'll be a double there for Myers. His second extra base hit of the game, his second base hit and all in the game. He's now 2 for 4 with a couple of walks. Sophomore Jake McCall, first baseman, batting cleanup here today. Man who is 3 for 3 from the plate with 2 walks as well, a stolen base, and 3 RBIs. He takes strike 1, called. Count goes 0-1, 1 out, runner on second. See if McCall can't make it 6 times at the plate, 6 times aboard. He has an 0-1 count to deal with, though. He takes ball 1, just a little bit low, 1-1. Brandon Evans checks back to second after he gets his sign. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by McCall. He'll go down on the count now, 1-2. 15-8, Mariners leading here in Saginaw Valley. They have, for the first time since the first inning, taken over the hit category. They now lead that category 12-11. High fly ball off the bat of Myers out into left field. Coming in is the left fielder in Sharping to make the catch. And for the first time today, the Sugar Beets are able to retire Jake McCall.
A sophomore at Creighton University.
So with 2 outs, runner on second, and a 15-8 ball game, Evan Spry steps in. He is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, both of which carried an RBI apiece, and 2 walks. He takes ball 1 a little bit low. 1-0 the count. Runner on second, 2 outs. Evans will step, deliver the 1-0 pitch. On the edge of the plate there, called strike 1. 1-1 the count now. Chris Myers is on second. He got a double with 1 out. Evan Spry following the F7 takes ball 2 there. It's now 2-1. Fly out to left by Jake McCall. Brings up Evan Spry, left-handed batter, playing left field today. He has a 2-1 count, runner on second in scoring position. Off the bat, this will be a base hit up the gut. They're going to go ahead and send Myers home. Here comes the throw to the plate, not in time. And so Chris Myers will try it in there with a run across the plate and an RBI single for Spry. He reaches second on the throw. And the Mariners now lead 16-8. They have doubled up. They have doubled up the Sugar Beets here in this one. Logan Adams, the right-handed batting catcher. He'll step in. He is 0 for 3 officially today, but he has been hit by a pitch twice. He takes ball 1. Second time that Evans and Adams have faced off. The first time they faced off, Adams was hit by a pitch. Correction. This is the first time they faced off, and Adams' last at-bat, it was against Kowalski. The 1-1 count now here to Adams is outside. Now it's 2-1. 2 outs. Runner on second. The runner on second now is Evan Spry. Adams looking for his first base hit in this game. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Line drive out to center field. Coming over will be the center fielder Robinette, and the side is retired.
For the Mariners in their half of the 8th inning.
For the Mariners, they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they left 1 man on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. The Mariners up 16-8 here in Saginaw to up for the Sugar Beets. It is Max Trucks, then the top of the order, Brady Wood and Sean O'Keefe. This is Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Connor Peplow returning to the mound here now for the 8th inning. Peplow has given up only 1 run today. He is in line for the win if this 16-8 result for the Mariners were to hold, and the Mariners were to walk away victorious here and split the season series at 2-2, and the series here in Saginaw at 1-1 on the season with the Sugar Beets. Sugar Beets have 2 more chances to try to get back in this one. They trail by 8. Peplow will be trying to hold as Max Trucks, 3 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles and a double. 3 RBIs as well. Steps in, batting left. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Lefty in the box, righty on the mound. First pitch. The check swing called strike 1. Peplow with 3 strikeouts on the day already. It's been all business for the most part. 0-1 pitch. Trucks goes around, try to check his swing, but no doubt about it, he goes down to the count now 0-2. Peplow and Max Trucks faced once previously in this game. That was the first batter that Peplow faced. He gave up a double with 2 RBIs. He misses low on that one. It's now 1-2. Those 2 runs that scored on that, though, were charged to starter Josh Riggs. And Trucks will go down swinging. The first time Mariners pitching has retired him, and it's in a strikeout. Peplow gets his 4th strikeout of the game, and there's 1 up, 1 down for the top of the order, Brady Wood.
The second baseman from Frankenmuth,
playing second base here today. He walked in his first time up, had an RBI single in the second. Since then, he's popped out to the third baseman and flown out to right. 1 out. Peplo delivers the first pitch to him. It's a high pop-up back towards the screen. Logan Adams goes back, but it gets just out of play. Count will go to 0-1. Peplo will get himself a new ball, and will we go again. He steps on to get his sign here from Adams. And the 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called. Good fastball at the knees. The count now goes 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. 16-8. Mariners on top here in Saginaw. Peplo gets his sign, sets, delivers the 0-2 pitch. Outside ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peplo checks in for the sign. He'll step, sets, and delivers. 1-2 pitch is fouled off past the first base dugout. We'll go again at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defensively, Mariners are playing straight up in the infield and straight up in the outfield. One-two pitch. Just a bit inside. Count now evens up at 2-2. Brady Wood checked his swing there. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody aboard. Peplo delivers. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks. That's 4 Ks in a row. And also, that's 5 strikeouts in the past 6 batters that Peplo has faced. Going back to the bottom of the 6th when Matthew Houle struck out swinging to retire the side. So all in all, 4 strikeouts on the day. Correction, 5 strikeouts on the day for Peplo. First pitch to Sean O'Keefe, who now steps in. Third baseman takes inside, ball 1. O'Keefe struck out swinging his first time up. He's delivered 2 singles, one with an RBI. Also has a stolen base. He pops this one sky high. It'll go out of play, bounce off the first base dugout. Count will even up at 1-1, 2 outs, nobody aboard. And a 16-8 ball game. Mariners leading here at Cardinal Field in Saginaw Valley State in Saginaw, Ohio, or Michigan. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Peplo delivers. This one will be grounded here to McCall. Flips it over to Peplo, who runs over to cover at first, and they go in order. 3-1 the play there. Couple of strikeouts for Peplo in this inning. And we'll now go to the 9th inning. Mariners on top, 16-8. Their last chance to add some insurance runs here at Saginaw Valley State. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Media Network. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back for the final inning of play. So Sean Fannin now comes out to the mound here for the 9th inning. His first batter he'll face is left-hander R.J. Williams, Bowling Green State University man from Pickerington, Ohio. He fouls off the first pitch. He goes 0-1. Fannin is now on the mound, a righty, after Brandon Evans goes 2 innings. He goes 2 innings, gives up 1 run. Strike 2 called here. And now Williams is down to the count 0-2. Couple of defensive changes to let you know about. R.J. Williams is going to drop this one into right field. He'll lead it off with a single for the Mariners. Base hit number 14 on the day for the Mariners. Defensive changes to let you know about. Nobody came out of the game and nobody came into the game other than Sean Fannin. They just switched a couple of guys around. Daniel Page goes from shortstop to center field, and then Robinette goes from center field to shortstop. Max Trucks goes from first base to right field, and Noah Marcoux goes from right field to first base. Just get some guys some reps at other areas as they get further down the stretch and the Sugar Beets head towards the playoffs. Ball 1 delivered here to right-handed batting Mackenzie Hicks. Hicks is 3 for 5 on the day. He hits a ground ball right to shortstop, and it'll be a 6-4-3 double play. There's now 2 outs and no base runners. He grounded that one right to the shortstop, Robinette. Flipped it over to second for 1, and went over to first for 2. 6-4-3 double play. That'll bring up with 2 outs, nobody aboard. Van Acker, the third baseman, 1 for 3 on the day with a single back in the second, a couple of strikeouts, and 2 sacrifice RBI flies. And this one will be grounded down the third base line, gets past the glove of the third baseman and into left field, and Van Acker will get himself his second base hit of the game as O'Keefe gets that one goes right under O'Keefe's glove. Base hit number 15 of the day for the Mariners. Van Acker is now 2 for 4. Back to the top of the order, and Stephen Fitzsimmons, the center fielder, 0 for 5 on the day. With a walk, he reached on second on an error. The 2 Saginaw Sugar Beets errors have both had Stephen Fitzsimmons involved. The first one was a throw that just didn't end up, or rather, just a bad catch from the second baseman at the time. Should have been caught trying to steal, and instead the ball ended up in center field. And then the second time, the ball went right through the first baseman's legs on what should have been a pretty routine ground out play. It's now 2-0 as the first 2 pitches to Fitzsimmons miss. Throw back here to first and Van Acker. He gets back in time. For Van, he does have 2 stolen bases. Fitzsimmons will take strike 1 at the knees. 2-1 now the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 16-8 the score. Mariners on top here at Saginaw. The 2-1 pitch is a little bit high. Now it's ball 3. 3-1 the count. Stephen Fitzsimmons were to reach. Blake Crossing is standing in the on-deck circle. But we await the 3-1 pitch here. Called strike 2. And now the count is full to Fitzsimmons. Still looking for his first base hit of the game. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Mariners in control here, but no lead is ever safe. There's no clock in baseball. Just 3 outs to get. Off the bat of Fitzsimmons, it's a line drive base hit in the gap into right center field. Van Acker will round second, head to third, and they will hold him up there. It will be a 2-out double, and the first base hit of the game for Stephen Fitzsimmons. Back-to-back base hits with 2 outs for the Mariners. It's their 3rd overall base hit in the game, or in the inning, correction. However, the leadoff single by R.J. Williams was eliminated by the Mackenzie Hicks 6-4-3 double play. Blake Crossing, 0 for 4 on the day.
The shortstop, number 10, Blake Crossing.
Crossing is 0 for 4, but he did bring in a run with a walk. He's also been hit by a pitch. He struck out twice today as well.
Oh.
Off the bat, right towards the pitcher in.
Nice play.
Right towards the pitcher in Fannin, who knocks it down just enough and gives himself time to throw it over. And 1-3. He is retired. crossing goes down. Mariners get 3 base hits. They leave 2 aboard, no runs cross the plate, and no errors. Mariners leading 16-8 as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Saginaw Sugar Beets last chance to try to get into this one. Mariners will be relying on Tommy Seamer to shut the door. You're listening to Mariners Baseball. I'll talk about Seamer on the other side of this break and bring you the final frame of play. Thank you for listening. I'll be right back. Connor Peplow's day is over. He goes 3 1/3 innings. He gives up 1 run on 2 hits. He does not allow a walk, and he strikes out 5. A great day for Peplow at the office. He is in line for the win if this result were to hold. Tommy Seamer, the new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners, with an 8-run lead here. Seamer will be charged with trying to close the door on any hope that the Saginaw Sugar Beets would have in coming back in this one. Seamer, this will be his 10th appearance on the season. He is 1-0 with a 10.90 ERA in 17 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 9 extra base hits and 1 home run. He's struck out 8 and walked 9. Charping will lead it off. Fouls this one back and out of play. Past the first base dugout. The count will go 0-1. It is Charping, Marcoux, and Houle. The 3 due up, although I see a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle as a line drive base hit up the gut gets Charping aboard. That is his 3rd base hit of the game, and he's a triple short of the cycle. So if we go to extras and he gets another chance to bat, we now have a pinch hitter for the Saginaw Sugar Beets. It is Matthew Blunk. He is listed as a pitcher on the roster, but he also does some hitting as well. He's from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He attends Lawrence. He steps in batting right here against the righty. Throw back here to first, as getting back in time is Connor Charping. By the way, that single by Charping was the 12th base hit of the game for the Sugar Beets. Strike 1 delivered right there, all business. Blunk right there at the knees. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off. It's now quickly 0-2 here to Blunk. It's an 0-2 pitch. On deck is Matthew Houle. But first, an 0-2 count with nobody out to Blunk, who swings and just fouls that one back to the screen. Takes a big hack at that one and just doesn't get all of it. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Down low, ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Noah Marcoux's day, by the way, ends 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. 1-2 count here, Seamer to Blunk. Nobody out, runner on first. The 1-2 pitch. High fly ball going out to right. RJ Williams moves over, gets underneath it, and that's 1 away. So 1 away, runner on first 18 or 16 to 8. Keep trying to give 18 to the Mariners, but it's actually 16 right now with 8 against 8. Mariners on top, 16 to 8. They've done it on 16 hits. 12 hits for the Sugar Beets as Matthew Hoole, the catcher, 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a walk, takes strike 1 inside corner at the knees. Good pitch there by Seamer. Count 0-1. Seamer steps on. The 0-1 pitch. It's popped high past the first base dugout and out of play. The count quickly 0-2 here to Hoole. Oh, 2 count. Seamer delivers. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Mariners leading 16 to 8. 2 more outs for Seamer and the Mariners gang to get. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded right here to Van Acker. Back to second for 1. Mackenzie Hicks fumbles it a little bit out there and actually doesn't end up to it. So there will be an error there on Van Acker. So it's a fielder's choice, E5. And E4, actually, they're telling me they're going to give it on the fielder. They're going to go on the man receiving and not throw it. So runner on first and second, 2 outs. And that could have easily been a chance at a double play. But most of all, it would have been 1 out. Ryan Robinette, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to third, his only time up. Steps in, he takes ball 1. It's 1-0, 1 out. Runner on first and second. Robinette takes low again. Ball 2, 2-0. For Mackenzie Hicks, by the way, that will be credited as error number 4 on the season. Seamer checks back to second, and the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. Now it's a 3-0 count here to Robinette. And Seamer in danger of loading up the bases. 3-0 pitch. Good pitch there by Seamer to nail it at the knees. The count now goes 3-1. 16 to 8, the Mariners on top. Robinette's going to ground this one down the third base line. Acker steps on third for 1. On the transfer, though, he cannot get it into his throwing hand, and so it'll just be a fielder's choice to third. So there's now 2 away. Runner on first and second. Robinette will end his day 0 for 2 from the plate.
The designated hitter from Saginaw,
And Matthew Sulkinen, the designated hitter, he has gotten a base hit. He's also laid down a sacrifice bunt, but he has struck out twice here today. He is the Sugar Beets' last hope. 16 to 8. Seamer delivers the first pitch inside, ball 1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Mariners trying to walk away with an 8-run victory here. Seamer delivers the 1-0 pitch. Inside again, 2-0. 2-0 count. Runner on second. Runner on first. 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3. 3-0 the count. The runner on second is Matthew Hoole. Reached on an error. And Matthew Sulkinen reached on a fielder's choice. This one on the inside part of the plate called strike 1. Count now 3-1 here to Sulkinen. Seamer trying to finish out this inning. He gathers, checks back to second. The 3-1 pitch is high, ball 4. And they are loaded up. Sulkinen draws a walk. The first time he's walked here today. Second time he's gotten on the bags. And now Daniel Page,
Next to hit,
0 for 4 on the day with 4 strikeouts.
the center fielder, number 15.
He has struck out 3 times swinging and 1 time looking. He is 0 for 4. First pitch to him is called strike 1 and a pitch right down the middle. 0-1. Here's Sugar Beets. I got to imagine this is, just based on his day, not the guy you would want at the plate at this time, but you never know. He's got to break through at one point. Bases are loaded. It's a 1-1 count as that one misses low. Seamer delivers the 1-1 pitch, swung on and tapped to the backstop. Sugar Beets are down to their last strike as it's now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, 16-8. Page, by the way, does have 11 RBIs. He looks at one that bounces out in front of the plate. The count evens up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. The 2-2 pitch. High fly ball. Down the left field line. And out of play. We'll go again at 2-2. Mariners on the brink of win number 17. Off the bat here, grounded, and that will be a base hit. It'll bring in 1 run. Second run rounds third, heads home as Robinette scores. And it'll be a 2 RBI single for Robinette, who after striking out, or correction, after Daniel Page scores in 2 runs and gets himself a single there, and at least can boost his morale a little bit after 4 straight strikeouts.
The right fielder, number 12.
It's now 16-10. Mariners on top by 6. Those 2 runs credited to Seamer. Off the bat of Seamer here, it's a base hit into right field. Routing third and heading home is Sulkinen, and they will hold up. Daniel Page at third. It is now 16-11. It's an RBI single for Max Trucks. 16-11. Still with 2 outs. Runners at the corners. We'll go back to the top of the order. Brady Wood. He steps in for his 6th time. He walked in the first, RBI single in the second, and he's 0 for 3 cents with a pop out, a fly out, and a strikeout. First pitch misses, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed there on a very aggressive swing by Wood. 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 16-11, Mariners leading by 5. The 1-1 pitch is low, blocked up there by Adams. The count will now go 2-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped high, going to the edge of the outfield grass. Coming out is Mackenzie Hicks. He can't make the catch. Page will score. Heading to third will be Max Trucks, and it will be an RBI single. And now it is 16-12. Saginaw Sugar Beets are back within 4. Runners at the corners.
The third baseman, number 2.
Max Trucks is at third. Brady Wood, and we'll go now to Sean O'Keefe, the 9th man to bat in the inning. 2 outs, runners at the corners. All these runs, by the way, have been scored with 2 outs. O'Keefe takes first pitch off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. O'Keefe on the day, playing third base and batting in the 2-hole. He is 2 for 5. Couple of singles, 1 carried an RBI. Strike 1 there. It's now 1-2, 1-1. 2 outs in a 16-12 ball game. 1-1 pitch, taken high. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off by O'Keefe. And once again, the Sugar Beets are down to their last strike. It's now 2-2 with 2 outs. Seamer. Tommy Seamer looking in for his sign. He'll step, deliver the 2-2 pitch. Low, ball 3, the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the on-deck circle is Connor Charping, led off this inning with a single. If O'Keefe reaches, that's who's due up next. Keefe stepping back in, righty-righty matchup. Seamer Steps, delivers, 3-2 pitch, swung on, high, going out to right field. Coming over is Mackenzie Hicks. Makes the catch, ball game. Well, the Sugar Beets made it interesting. They were able to put 4 up in the bottom of the 9th, but they cannot complete the comeback. The final score will be 16-12. The Mariners will walk away with a victory. Here they split the season series with the Sugar Beets 2-2. The winning pitcher on the day for the Mariners will be Connor Peplow. Went 3 1/3 innings. Came in relief in the 5th. He only gave up 1 run, 2 hits, and struck out 5 batters without issuing a walk. Losing pitcher will be Eric Fritz. The left-hander only went an inning and a third, but he gave up his first 6 runs. He gave up 5 hits, walked 5, didn't strike anybody out. Mariners will walk away victorious here, and we will move on to Lima tomorrow in Lima. For the last couple of games of the season will be versus Lima. First one in Lima, 7:05 start here. Final score here, 16-12. Mariners walk away victorious, and they advance their record to 17-21 on the season. Well, I would like to thank you all for listening. I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners, saying have a good evening and go Mariners. I'll see you all tomorrow, 7:05, first pitch versus Lima.